as we take one step closer to determining who's going to be making the postseason. And first of all, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, everybody. Welcome. What's going on, guys? I'm Jim from the northwest suburbs of Chicago, thanking you for spending your Thursday evening with us here on HAPPS Huddle. And for those of you who are just rolling in from watching the Tennessee Titans come back and defeat the San Francisco 49ers 20-17, welcome aboard. What an action-packed evening that was, and what a second half. It seems like we were going to pretty much write off the Titans after that first half. However, the Tennessee Titans just pretty much took over that second half, outscoring the Niners 20-7, thanks in part to the likes of one Ryan Tannehill, as well as one Deontay Freeman, who managed to squeak one into the end zone. Now we'll talk about the summary of that game, plus we're going to preview this slate, and there are a lot of huge games this weekend. Obviously COVID and the whole new variant is coming into play. Groot, you're being muted again. I cannot stand this. I'm going to have to translate. Tap to show, it says here. Groot! I don't know why. And the funny part, Groot, is that I have nobody moderating. That's the part that freaks me out, because when HAPPS rebooted everything and rebranded, they got rid of all the moderation for me. So I can't moderate. It's somebody from HAPPS or somebody else. So I'm going to read Groot's comments in his absence. You did have Debo in one league and AJ in the other one. Okay, so that's good. And then I did not, and I'm not going to. Give me 1 second, because I was watching I didn't watch the bowl game tonight. So give me 1 second here. My computer is just awfully miserable here. And Groot had a lock tonight. If you listened to Groot last week, he took UCF, Central Florida, getting points against the Florida Gators, whose program's in shambles, and Groot locked that one in. The UCF knocking off Florida by the final score of 29-17. So a big win for Central Florida in the Gasparilla Bowl. What's a Gasparilla? Is that a soda or something like that? I don't know. So big ups to Groot for locking that one in. That was a moneymaker and a no-brainer. So thumbs up to Groot. I am going to be his spokesperson, because somebody who I don't know, a mystery person, is moderating everything he says. But anyway, I'll keep clicking. Next one, guys. He's got Memphis. He's got the Memphis Tigers over Hawaii, over there in the Hawaii Bowl, even though Memphis is the road team. And then he's got Clemson over the Iowa State Cyclones. I didn't realize the Cyclones were doing that good in college football, but I guess in the Big 12, if you're 500, you're a lock. Pretty much. Hey, Frank over in Los Angeles, how are you? Welcome to HAPPS Huddle. Merry Christmas, Steve. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas, everybody. My daughter's sleepless. She's just so zoned in about Christmas on Saturday, so she's really looking forward to it. Hope you guys are ready for the big holiday. We've got an action-packed lineup here for Week 16 of the NFL, so we're going to do that for you guys. And we're going to quickly look back at that game tonight. What a comeback by the Titans, winning by the final score of 20-17. Nothing huge as far as fantasy numbers are concerned. Ryan Tannehill, I have him on my team. He got me 15 blah points, but he's a backup quarterback for mine. I am in the championship game. Yes, you would not believe the lineup that I put up, and I thought my team was horrible. The team I played against made it even worse, because his team was even worse than I could even imagine. Baba, thank you for the hearts. How are you? Good seeing you. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas, everybody. We're also going to talk about Jimmy Garoppolo, on the other hand. 2 interceptions. One big interception that led to a Titans touchdown. I think that interception by Garoppolo in that third quarter was the game changer. I mean, he had a chance to get that ball out of their 30 into their own 40. And then someone from Tennessee came in right in. And just pretty much pick that thing right off. As a matter of fact, I think it was Naquan Jones who had the interception for whatchamacallit, for the Titans. So big ups there for for Tennessee. That was the turning point in that game. But running wise, from the rushing perspective, how about Jeff Wilson? Nothing huge yards wise, 14 for 45 and a touchdown. In for Elijah Mitchell, who's out. Um, on the rushing side for Tennessee, obviously life after Derrick Henry, the sputtering rushing machine that is the Tennessee Titans with Jeremy McNichols, 7 of 31, Dontrell Hilliard, 5 of 20, Deonta Freeman, 9 of 17, including that one touchdown that we went up the gut after they got inside the 5. Receiving wise, Debo, 9 for 159 yards, including that one late touchdown that tied the game in the fourth quarter at 17 apiece. 9 for 159. Brandon Ayuk was held to 4 for 40 yards, but he did have that touchdown for the first tally for the 49ers. Receiving wise, who had A.J. Brown tonight? If you had A.J. Brown tonight, you must be elated, especially if you're in the playoffs right now. 11 for 145 yards and a touchdown. And then the numbers precipitously drop off after that from a fantasy perspective. But it was none other than Randy Bullock's 45-yard field goal was the difference in that one with under 8 seconds left. That pretty much iced that game. Frank over on Twitch, how are you, my friend? What is going on? Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's here as we welcome you to Week 16 in the National Football League here on HAPPS, simulcasting to Twitch, Twitter, as well as YouTube tonight. Great having all of you on board this evening. If you like what you see, I'm Jim in Chicagoland on Twitch, Jim in Chicagoland on YouTube, JS Scope over on Twitter, and of course here on HAPPS, I'm JS on HAPPS. And don't forget, I am also on Newly. Yes, Newly. Big ups to Pete in Florida for an outstanding holiday and Christmas broadcast over there in beautiful South Florida. Beautiful Christmas lights, great traditional Christmas music, none of this Mariah Carey stuff. Download the Newly app if you have an iPhone. Meet me over there, hang out. I'll be on tomorrow with some exclusive content not available on HAPPS, not available anywhere else but on Newly. I'll be on at 2 Eastern, 11 Pacific, so please join me for that. I will be at Jim in Chicagoland right over there on HAPPS. It's on HAPPS, on Newly. And big ups to the Newly leadership team. Thank you so much for bringing me on board. And also, most importantly, I have been announced by the Newly leadership team as, are you ready for this? Are you sitting down? I know you're anxious. I am now a highlighted guide. Right on the top of the page. You cannot miss me. I'm a highlighted guide. Jim in Chicagoland right there. And I'm getting Merry Christmas greetings from everyone from fantasy football, knowing that I'm one win away from a championship. Simon, how are you, bud? What's going on, man? How are things up there in beautiful scenic Minnesota? Where's my friend tonight? Asks Frank. You have lots of friends, Frank. I have not seen you on here in months. I have not, or I see her over on Twitch, but no one comes in here and says hi to me. I haven't seen Blaine in here in a while. I have not seen Piano Man in here in months. I think they all left because I didn't do the Golden Squirrel Awards, and then they realized there was nothing in it for them, and they all left. They're like, screw you, I'm gone. Anyway, very busy. Yes, it's been crazy. I know. I was just going to say, especially you guys up there with the holidays and everything. I hope you guys are staying safe and staying healthy too amidst this crazy. Oh, Ashley, she's in bed. She went to bed. I know they don't have school or work tomorrow. I'm off tomorrow. And I left early. I got out at 3 today. So they went to bed. They were tired. But she'll be on. Well, we're not doing quizzes on Christmas or on New Year's, so we're not going to be on until January 8th. But I mean, I'll be on here and over on Newly. And I may jump on here once in a while. I may jump over on Twitch too. I will be experimenting. With my Chantal told me to get Restream, so I'm going to go on HAPPS. I'm going to be going on Twitch to experiment this spring. Thank you for the One Heart Award. I appreciate that. Yes, anybody traveling and staying in a hotel, please be nice to all hotel staff. Well, first of all, big ups to Simon and anybody in the hospitality industry right now amidst these uncertain times. Number one. Number two, the economy's messed up. Number three, we have obviously COVID. That's the trifecta right there. So whether it's a person in retail, someone in hospitality, a first responder like the policeman, firemen, EMTs, those guys, people in hospitals, nurses, doctors, all those guys, people driving ambulances, those guys. Take care of them. People in convenience stores, gas stations, truck drivers, people behind the scenes that we don't think about every day, that we take for granted. People who are working crisis counselor hotlines. Think about them too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, everyone is shorthanded and they're overwhelmed. So everyone needs to be patient and understanding. Put yourself in their shoes. Don't act right away. Take a step back. Take a deep breath. Think about what you're going to say. Don't get emotional. Be patient. Am I originating from HAPPS right now? Yes, I'm at HAPPS going on to Twitch, Twitter, YouTube tonight. And Twitter, Twitch, YouTube. Yeah. So that's it. Ash Pauls, how are you, young lady? Good seeing you. It was great seeing you over on Newly last week. Good seeing you. And big ups to Pete in Florida. Outstanding broadcast from South Florida tonight. So make sure you check out Florida Pete over there on Newly as well. And we're bringing a bunch of people over there. It's a new baby app. I also want to give ups to a good friend of ours also. Not this Simon, but the Simon Pickup. Simon, the co-creator of the infamous HUDDLE app. That's another great app to check out too. Check out HUDDLE. Simon and his wife have done an amazing job. Like we support small businesses, right? Support small web developers like Newly and small web developers like HUDDLE. HUDDLE's good too. HUDDLE's fun. I'm Jim in Chicagoland on there as well. HUDDLE's fun, and the other side, not the Simon in Minnesota, but the Simon over there in England, is amazing and a great friend and very supportive. And I am a guinea pig for the HUDDLE app. As a matter of fact, I am doing test flight. I'm doing the test flight for HUDDLE right now. So whenever I go live on HUDDLE, I'm kind of letting him know what's going on and what we need to do to make the app better. So it's great to see Simon reaching out to me and also my friends at Newly. Big ups to Steve and Greg, the co-founders of the Newly app. And it was great being on yesterday with them on that Zoom call yesterday. Yeah, and Ashley's going to jump on and she's going to jump in and then we'll hang out and we'll do readings with her. So quick summary of tonight's game over there in Tennessee. Let's get to the, we're going to interact too. So, I mean, if you have comments about the games or anything else, we're not just limited to football tonight because I am off tomorrow. I am not working tomorrow, and we can stay up and do whatever we want all night tonight. So here we go. So basically, the scoring was the Niners first right off the bat, pretty much. Jeff Wilson, who I thought of picking up for my fantasy team. I didn't, though. He had a 1-yard run right up the gut, part of a 9-play, 75-yard drive that gave the Niners an early 7-0 lead. And then with about 8:31 in the first half, it was Robbie Gould, ex-Bear, with a 48-yard field goal, part of an 11-play, 33-yard drive that gave the Niners what seemed to be an insurmountable 10-0 lead going into the half. And then in the second half, Randy Bullock came in on their first drive with his 38-yard field goal, part of a 13-play, 55-yard drive that cut the lead down to 10-3. And then following that huge interception by the Titans, Garoppolo basically threw right into, I forgot the guy's name, but anyway, he jumped right over there and just kind of, intercepted the ball. And then that led to Deonta Freeman's 3-yard touchdown run right up the gut that tied the game at 10 apiece. Fourth quarter action, it was A.J. Brown in the back of the end zone by himself, basically. I don't know how he got free, but he was kind of lingering around right near the goal line, and he shot straight back and was on the receiving end of an 18-yard pass from Ryan Tannehill, my backup. And that gave the Titans a 17-10 lead. And then there was that big play. It was Deebo Samuel that caught a pass, kind of a slant pattern, and then he took it towards the right sideline for 50-some yards, landed on the football foot. He was kind of out of breath. They took him out, but it was Brandon Ayuk who was on the receiving end of a 2-yard pass from Jimmy Garoppolo that tied the game at 17 with a little over 2 minutes left. And then outstanding job by Ryan Tannehill orchestrating an 8-play, 95-yard drive from their own 5, basically. And then he got that ball. Actually, take that back. No, they got the ball. The Titans got the ball like a little over 2 minutes left. They got out to about the 25-yard line. But there are a couple of big first downs, including the one that Ryan Tannehill ran by himself. He ran it right up the gut about 25 yards, got into 49ers territory, and that set up Randy Bullock's game-winning field goal with 8 seconds left. That made it 2017, and that was the final score, 20-17 Tennessee Titans over the San Francisco 49ers over there at Nissan Stadium. The Titans now go to 10-5. The Niners drop to 8-7. A big ouch and a big hurt for the 49ers. Another Vikings player on COVID protocol. Uh-oh. What happened, Simon? What happened? No, who? Well, Thielen's back. Thielen's back. And I feel bad for Groot. Groot, by the way, is being muted. Groot is in the room. You cannot see his comments, but I will speak for him on his behalf. Groot correctly identified he had Central Florida getting points against Florida tonight. So UCF beat Florida, the Gators, tonight 29-17. So Groot was right there. And Groot's locks this week will include tomorrow night he's taking Memphis over Hawaii at the Hawaii Bowl. So a road dog. He's taking Memphis, getting the points, and then he's also taking Clemson over Iowa State. So those are his locks for this week. So make sure you check that out. Big week for A.J. Brown. There we go. Can you see Groot's comment? He just put down A.J. Brown, big night for me. Can you guys see Groot right there? Or is it being, I want to say unhide globally. I want everyone to see it. I want to subscribe to Groot and see if it comes up. You can't see Groot. That sucks. I'm going to read Groot's comments. So, anyway, who's on? Is it just like a lineman or something, Groody? Or what? I was very disappointed with the playmaking on Monday night, Simon, against the Bears, by the way. I needed, what's his name? The receiver who filled in for Thielen. He got me all of 2 points. You want to know how I got into the playoffs? I weasel my way into the playoffs. My team is injured. I'd had Kyler Murray out for 4 weeks with his ankle injury. I had, Derrick Henry out for the whole year. Darren Waller out for most of the year. I can't get anyone to stay healthy. Ever. And I'm in the championship game. Groot has the Bears Titans because Darren Waller's hurt. Oh, you do? Okay, yeah. So you've got Colt Kmet. That actually might be a good pick, especially against the Seahawks over there in Seattle. Ready for my team? I am not making this up. I'm going to show you my team, guys, and this is who I'm starting. I cannot make this up any worse than this. Here, wait for this to focus. Hold on. Let me make this bigger. Allow me to show you my lineup. This is my injured list right now. There's Kyler Murray. Wait for it to focus, guys. Give me a second. Maybe I should zoom in there. Wait for it to focus. Well, anyway, it's not working because this camera is being bad. Kyler Murray, out for like 3 or 4 weeks, right? Kareem Hunt, out, injured, COVID, whatever. I picked up Ramondre Stevenson from the Patriots. He got me 1 point last week. Way to go, Belichick. And then I had Keenan Allen, who held his own on Thursday night last week. Stephon Diggs, who's been a misnomer and a non-factor. Terry McLaurin, who's been very inconsistent. DJ Moore, who's got a hammy and has been inconsistent. They've had no quarterback all year. KJ Osborne, I was thinking of Groot, or KJ Osborne is thinking, that's why I was thinking of Simon. He got me 2 points last week. And then Cordell Patterson, who I have now as a running back. So thank God and Cordell didn't play good last week either. So last week, and I had Freiermuth as my tight end for the Steelers. He had a concussion in the second quarter. He got hurt. The Arizona Cardinals got killed by Detroit. I had their defense and special teams. They got me nothing. And ready for this? I won. I cannot make this up. I won by like 6 points. And ready for this? I went up against Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski. I went up against Devontae Adams, Deontay from the whatchamacallit, Deontay from the Steelers. I went against, I cannot make this up, I went up against Najee Harris. I went against Javonte Williams. I went up against Jamar Chase. And I went against Greg Zuerlein. And I won. And I won. Go figure. Go figure, right? Messed up. And I won. So I'm in the championship game. So problem is I'm going against it's who's going to be ultimately the champion this week. I'm going up against, and again, I will roll a peanut across Michigan Avenue in downtown Chicago, live on live streaming media if I win the championship. I don't get to see everyone's comments. I enjoy the show, but if they don't unmute me, it will be hard to keep following. No, I understand, and that's why I'm kind of, you know, and Twitch. So yeah, so I'm simulcasting to Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and then I'm on Newly, and I'm also on Heckle. So that's why the live streaming environment's a cluster, you know. Anyway, so this week, guys, I'm not making this up. I am going against, here's who I'm going against this week, guys, in fantasy. Justin Herbert against Houston, okay? Alvin Kamara against Miami, whose rush D isn't the greatest. Zeke against Washington. I'm going up against, if Damian Harris comes back for the Patriots. Cooper Kupp, Justin Jefferson, and Dawson Knox. Yeah, oh yeah, and Kansas City against Pittsburgh. Kansas City's D and special teams. That's who I'm going against this week. And you expect me to win with my Bondo Band-Aid stretcher fantasy team? Kyler Murray against the Colts, Ramondre Stevenson against Buffalo, Stephon Diggs against the Patriots, Cordell Patterson against Detroit. Okay, you got me there. I know, Baba. You never know. COVID may change everything, right? It surely worked against me, but yet I still got to the championship in a 10-team PPR flex. I also have DJ Moore against Tampa Bay and their suspect passing defense. Keenan Allen against Houston. I hope they throw it to him early and often. I picked up Noah Fant because Freiermuth and Darren Waller are both out. And I have Greg Joseph from the Vikings. So, in the Cardinals defense against Indiana, which I'm sure they'll Jonathan Taylor right up there, you know. So, anyway, we'll see what happens. I hope you guys are in the playoffs or in your finals. This week it's the finals in our league, and I'm almost like, after this week, I'm like, do we really rather do this show next week? It's like, I better win. I'm going to make money this year. It's just, I don't know how much yet. You know, I think if I win the whole thing, I win like $500. If I lose, I get $225, $250, something like that. So we'll see what happens. The pool's like up to $1,300 or something like that. The commissioner gets 10% because he's a prick. Sorry, you didn't hear that from me. It's okay, he's a prick. Anyway, you get the idea. Let's cut to the chase. Let's talk about week number 16 in the NFL. There are so many things that could happen between now and Sunday, and Lord knows, like after what happened last week with the Seahawks Rams game getting moved up, the Eagles and Washington game getting moved up, with all of the protocols, teams and health and safety protocols. Look at the Browns on Saturday night. They're playing Saturday afternoon. They're playing the Packers. Okay, over at Lambeau. There's like 10 Browns right as of right now. Just before I went live, there's 10 Browns on health or safety protocols for Saturday afternoon's game against the Packers. So there are so many. Like I said, by the time I sign off tonight, it's probably, some of it's dated. Although that's why I would say watch it live because it seems more relevant. If you watch this replay, if you could find a replay on HAPPS, by the way. Like I said, we'll see. You get the idea. So anyway, our first game tonight. We're going up to, I'm supposed to invite in Brian, by the way. I was reminded just now, someone just messaged me and said, invite Brian and Tony in. So let's invite Brian and Tony. Brian Kettleskull from Texas. Invite him in. Let's get. I think Tony D's still on. He's broadcasting live right now, but Tony D, we're going to get him in here and have him chat with us as well, if they want to talk football. So, all right. Let's get back to our preview here of that game between the likes of the Packers and the Browns up at Lambeau Field. Packers are just trying to secure home field throughout pretty much right now. The spread right now, the Packers laying 7.5 against the Browns, who are injury debilitated. Remember the days when there were so many injuries? After a while, you'd take it, they'd see it was off. Those days are pretty much over now. The Browns are 7-7 right now, and it was a heartbreaking loss for them last week. The way that they lost to the Raiders at the last second, you know. And I was really depending on that game because actually my opponent had the Browns and was actually enjoying like some defensive points, like sacks and interceptions and whatnot. I was like, well, that's okay. It's okay. There might be a possibility that I may be able to pull this out. I had to get a field goal by Greg Joseph on Monday Night Football to catapult myself into the playoffs, into the championship round. Anyway, Packers are the number 1 seed. The way the Cardinals lost to the Lions, Packers are now 11-3, and they control their destiny to pretty much have home field advantage throughout. But big thumbs down to the Ravens for trying, Jim Harbaugh especially, for trying a 2-point conversion again in nothing. Way to go. Are you afraid of Aaron Rodgers in overtime? There's nothing more enjoyable to seeing the Packers and Aaron Rodgers losing in overtime and then turning on WTMJ radio, the flagship of the Packers, and listening to everyone cry when their team loses. Nothing more enjoyable than that because my Bears suck. All right. So, starting with the Browns. There are 10, at least as of right now, at least 10 regular starters that are on COVID health and safety protocols. And I think there's about 20, total of 20 others, like, reserve, backups, coaches, whatever. It is ugly, fugly. And maybe things are getting better. We'll see. Hard to say. Nick Mullins, give him an A for effort. Managed to get a touchdown, threw for 147 yards, but meh. We'll see what happens. Kareem Hunt is still on the COVID-19 list, but he's got his ankle, so I'm benching him. So it will be the Nick Chubb show. But considering the fact that I'm not sure if Baker Mayfield's starting this week, I don't know if he's still on COVID protocol. If he does start, that might open things up for Darius People-Jones and for the likes of Mr. Rashard Higgins, and of course David Njoku, who's getting a lot of looks as far as pickups for this final week in fantasy football for a lot of leagues over there. So a lot of interesting intangibles coming into play for them. Now the Packers, on the other hand, I still don't understand what Harbaugh was thinking that last second play, but the Packers hung on, 31-29, whatever. But he's having just a spectacular year. Just when you think you've written off Aaron Rodgers, he comes around and finds a way to do something super productive. I'm also liking this backfield tandem of Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. It seems like we're seeing a lot more A.J. Dillon in red zone situations. So I would say you're going to see split carries between them again. Dillon is more of the play action screen receiving guy. Jones is just going to be literally, although Aaron Jones did have that receiving touchdown against Baltimore, you'll see more of Aaron Jones on the ground as opposed to going into play action. Devonta Adams was non-existent last week, thank goodness. I mean, he got like 9 points for my opponent, but it could have been a lot worse considering I was going against him and Deontay Johnson and a cast of thousands whose goal in life is just to make my life miserable and not make the championship game. Well, I'm in the championship now, so there. Also keep your eyes on Allen Lazard. It seems like we had that one tally last week from Aaron Rodgers. There's also Marquez Valdez-Scantling to take into consideration. And even Mercedes Lewis, the aging teen tight end, is starting to get some targets as well. But my eyes, I would say keep your eyes on Alan Lazard. I think that he and Aaron Rodgers have really established a really good repertoire, especially when there's cover two on Devontae Adams. Packers leading 7.5. There's so many injuries right now going on with the Browns. This is so easy. This is a no-brainer. Packers in a romp, and give me the under. I think it's going to be a game where it's going to be a lot of running, a lot of ball on the ground. A lot of the running game is going to take over between Chubb and Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. So give me the Packers on Saturday afternoon, laying 7.5 against the Cleveland Browns. Next game, we swing down to beautiful Arizona, my second home, my home away from home. I miss you guys down there in the Grand Canyon State. The Cardinals hosting the Indianapolis Colts over at State Farm Stadium. The latest line showing the Cardinals laying 1. That's very close, and the over/under at 49.5. This is going to be the game of the week. One of my favorite games of the week. So many good matchups tonight. I don't know where to start with this one because you've got the good news, bad news. Carson Wentz. But the man of the hour is none other than Jonathan Taylor. The guy is just a beast, a man amongst boys. You could the Cardinals' front seven is okay, but not great. Jonathan Taylor may be able to just completely just go in there and just dominate this game single-handedly. Jonathan Taylor has 11 consecutive games with a touchdown. He has pretty much just dominated. 29 for 170 and a touchdown last week against the Patriots. Naheem Hines could be a number one running back for a lot of other teams right now. Let's be honest. It's just that Jonathan Taylor's just a beast right now. The game is going to be on NFL Network and on Prime Video Saturday night. The Packers game's on Fox, and then the late game. This is actually a 7 o'clock game, 8 Eastern, 7 Central. The Colts Cardinals game will be on NFL Network and Amazon Prime or Prime Video. And the game is in State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. It's in Arizona. It's in Glendale, California at State Farm Stadium. But the interesting thing last week was Michael Pittman. I dropped him, and then to see him get ejected early in that game last week, that was worth the price of admission. Nobody has picked him up since I dropped him in week 11. Michael Pittman has been one of the biggest busts as far as receivers are concerned. I know someone could easily argue Mike Evans, or someone could easily argue Chase Claypool. I'm sure you can insert your favorite receiver that has sucked this year for you, but I think that it's going to be a lot of Jonathan Taylor. There's no question about it. Cards should be 3-point favorites, and that's what this is going to get at here. I am torn because I am starting to get concerned about the Arizona offense. I shouldn't. Curry seems very tentative, and we saw that. What I feel was a trap game against the Lions in Detroit, thinking ahead to this game. And I was just going to say, I would definitely think the Cardinals would cover and then some here, especially, and I know, now keep in mind that DeAndre Hopkins is out for the year, but still, that's going to put A.J. Green to that next echelon, that upper echelon as far as the receiving core. You're going to still have Christian Kirk. You're still going to have whatchamacallit too. What's his name? Other guy. Oh God, help me out. I'm having a brain fart. Who's the other receiver? The fourth receiver down. I'm trying to remember. Oh, I'm going to kill myself for that one. I'm going to make that. But anyway, James Conner has been a beast for these guys too. I should have picked him up. 16 touchdowns for James Conner this year, guys. Yours truly picked Chase Edmonds. That was going to be, especially in a contract year, I thought maybe this might light a fire under Chase Edmonds. He's one step closer to the CFL. Or maybe the USFL next January. We'll see. Or March. I still like the receiving tandem, Kirk, Green, Zach Ertz. There's a lot going on here. But keep in mind that the Colts defense is pretty good, not only against the run, but they pretty much they specialize in keeping quarterbacks honest as far as the passing game is concerned. They've kept Josh Allen in check. They've kept Tom Brady in check. You know, what about Kyler Murray? I need Kyler Murray because he's my quarterback. If Kyler Murray gets me 30 points this week, I will have a very good chance of maybe being competitive against my opponent this week, as you heard from my lineup. This is almost like I can see Jonathan Taylor just running the ball down Arizona's throat. Arizona is not good at home. We saw that with the Rams. The Cardinals are in a little funk. They've had 2 chances to win that division, and they have not done it. The Rams, on the other hand, are kind of creeping into the picture. The Niners took a big blow tonight with that loss to the Titans too. So I mean, instead of being 9-6, they're now like 8-7. Ouch! 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 No bueno. Give me the Cardinals, but by a field goal, and crank it up. Give me the over. Give me the over. Give me the birds. Give me the birds. I will say, yeah, Baba, I'm going to agree with you. I'm going with 3 simply because of the fact that I know Jonathan Taylor is going to be a big impact, but which Carson Wentz is going to show up? You know, will Michael Pittman calm down? I still am curious to see what happens with T.Y. Hilton, Zach Pascal. They've been non-factors all year. Just saying. Just saying. Now we go to the Sunday games. We go to beautiful Atlanta, the Who Cares game of the week. The Detroit Lions are on a roll. They've now won games. They will take on the Atlanta Falcons over at the Mercedes-Benz Dome down there in the ATL. And my goodness, this one's going to be. We'll make quick work of this one. This game is going to be really, really sore, really sore. Had the Falcons beaten the Niners last week, I think then we could be maybe talking a little bit about the Falcons. And they're not out of the race yet. They're 6-8, but still, they're in there with like the Washingtons and the Eagle, the kind of the NFL hell people, you know. I believe Jared Goff is doubtful for Sunday. Just put that out there. Check your he's got COVID, so or he's on the COVID list as far as the health and safety protocols. So he'll be testing repeatedly, and keep your eyes to that. I would say if he's healthy. Craig Reynolds has been their bright spot for them since he came off the list. I was laughing at ESPN Fantasy Football Now last week. Adam Schefter boldly predicted that Craig Reynolds would be, pick him up. I guarantee it. It's going to work. And Schefter was right. Craig Reynolds was a beast. The guy did quite well for himself, filling in for big shoes of DeAndre Swift. Reynolds was 11 for 83, and that was like 2 weeks ago. And then he was 26 for 26 for 112 yards as well last week against the Cardinals. What a great story. I think the only other redeeming receiver is the guy who we talked about last week, Amon St. Brown. And again, that's going to be depending if Jared Goff starts. If there's no Jared Goff, it's going to be the Tim Boyle show. Who's Tim Boyle? All right, I'm back. It's okay. We're fine. But Amon St. Brown is like the only good receiver that they've got right now. There's no T.J. Hawkinson for the year. That's pretty sad. And then if you go to the Atlanta side of things, Cordell Patterson. What can you say about Cordell Patterson? We need him to control the clock, control the running game, ball possession time. Time of possession is going to be key for the Falcons to pull it off. It's not like Matty Ice is going to be throwing the rock like he used to. Guys like Russell Gage and Kyle Pitts just are not producing. Let's give the ball to Cordell and keep the ball out of the hands of Mike Davis. And let's run the Falcons to a victory against a Lions team that has surprised as of late. But I think Cordell Patterson rules the roost here, gives me my points I need so dearly, and I'm going to take the under because it's two miserable teams that will spend 20, I would say 30 minutes of the first half trying to figure each other out before they even score. All right. And you guys in the peanut gallery, please type in who you think is going to win and the spreads. If you have money lines, or if you have any other fantasy news, or if you have injury updates or any COVID updates for any players, put them in the comments field, and we will definitely, everyone can kind of communicate that information, and it will definitely be helpful, especially if you're in the playoffs right now. I know many leagues are in their championship week this week. Week 17 and 18 are pretty much garbage time because A, you don't know who's going to play. Number two, if they're going to play because of COVID. Number three, they may or may not be in the playoff hunt still. So there's so many intangibles. I'm glad fantasy's over for me after this week. So next game, this should be interesting. The struggling Baltimore Ravens travel to Paul Brown Stadium to take on the Cincinnati Bengals for a 12 p.m. tilt in Cincinnati. And the Bengals are laying 3, which I think is very, very generous. And the over-under is 45. Ravens with a tough loss. They're not out of it yet, but that division of theirs is becoming a joke. It's almost like nobody wants the division. You saw what happened with Jim Harbaugh and the Ravens. They traded for that 2-point conversion, and it imploded. Needed water. They're still 8-6. They have a chance. But just when people are starting to write off the Bengals, they're starting to find a way to win. And their offense clicked into gear a little bit last week. They're also 8-6, so this is a very pivotal game in the AFC North, especially for the likes of the Bengals. Baba is taking the over, and the Ravens. Look at that! Look at that! Look at that! So Todd Huntley is starting again, from what I understand. And I don't know when he's coming back, to be honest with you. I think right now that whole AFC North is just a cluster right now. The Ravens and the not the Ravens, but the Ravens and the Bengals, and the Steelers are in there a little bit. Mike Tomlin, or how do you do that on Sunday night even? Anyway, it's hard to see what's going to happen with Todd Huntley. The guy can run. It just seems like he's more tentative when he comes to throwing the rock. Lamar's better at running, obviously, but it seems like Lamar and Todd Huntley have one common bond, is that they're very inconsistent as far as timing with their receivers. It's very, very tough. Bob is taking Baltimore in the over. Wow. Hello. We'll see what happens there. The backfield for the Ravens is non-existent. Devonta Freeman was basically blah. Latavius Murray was 7 of 48 last week, but it seems like in key third down situations where they needed to get more than 2 or 3 yards, Latavius Murray was a bust. Receiving wise is going to be interesting with Marquise Brown and Rashad Bateman. But the big stud is now with Sammy Watkins out. You may want to keep your eye on Rashad Bateman. Rashad Bateman might be, I don't think he's going to be much fantasy-wise, but he may be somebody to look at, especially if Marquise Brown gets cover 2. And, of course, Mark Andrews. What about Mark Andrews? I mean, the most underrated tight end in the National Football League right now. I know you've got your Travis Kelce's and, but, man, I'm telling you, your Gronks and all that, but, man, you put right in that slight tier right below them, put in Mark Andrews. That guy is putting together a heck of a season for the Bengals. He's the reason why they are where they are right now. Um, but amazing, amazing, amazing. He was like, what, 10 for 136 and 2 touchdowns against the Packers. Yeah, I wanted the Ravens so bad. That's just me. Hey, Jameer, how are you? Welcome to HAPPS Huddle. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. What's going on, man? So, yeah, Jameer, everybody. Talking about the Ravens-Bengals game. Bengals laying 3, and the over-under is 45 on this one. But I love watching Mark Andrews. That guy's just been a man amongst boys as far as tight ends. Not like Travis Kelce type, but maybe a slight tier underneath that. Definitely. Um, Bengals, meanwhile, what a wild and uh, crazy week they've had lately. Um, let's see what happens with Burrow this time. Last time they played the Ravens, he threw 3 touchdowns, went out for 416 yards. Keep in mind that was week 7. That's back when they had Joe Mixon. A lot. Mixon's ankle should be okay. Keep your eyes peeled on your game day actives and inactives for Joe Mixon. If you don't have it, you'll have Samaje Perine come in, and he may be able to cast a spell for some points and a lot of carries. We'll see what happens. I'm good just enjoying that 49ers loss. Yeah, I was just gonna say you're cheering on the AFC in that one, Jameer. I had Tannehill as my backup, so big come from behind win too. It just seemed like a night and day. It seemed like the Titans didn't even exist in that first half. Um, Jamar Chase is just amazing. Be ready for him. Sprinkling some T. Higgins, maybe some Tyler Boyd on the back end. Um, I just like the receiving core. You know how you roll with that. The big question, of course, is that you saw what the Ravens did against the Packers last week. They were basically giving Devontae Adams a lot of space to play with. They gave Marquez Valdez-Scantling a lot of real estate to play with, and Alan Lazard. I expect the battered Ravens secondary to also be vulnerable to the likes of Joe Burrow and his arm. Um, there's too many weapons, and if you have a healthy Joe Mixon on top of it, double whammy. Look out. Congratulations, Jameer. Jameer's dancing in the streets after that win or that loss for the Niners that helps the Packer or the Cowboys clinch the playoffs. Next step is to go deep into the playoffs. That's the key thing, and you got to hope that Zeke's okay. You know, I know that Pollard's been helping out a little bit, but even he's banged up. Now you need to make sure Zeke's 100% and get Dak to throw the rock at the right time. Let his receivers, run their patterns, time those passes, thread that needle like Dak can do, and the Cowboys can know their destiny deep. Um, I'm taking the Bengals here because the Ravens secondary sucks, and I still feel tentative about the running game for Baltimore right now. They just have no weapons, and you can pretty much just rush for, keep your linebackers, let them throw under passes, and then let you guys go too deep on the 1 and 2 receivers. That's all you have to do to beat them. Yeah, this is, that's one where, and I think the Bengals defense is underrated too. Um, I think that's something we also have to look at too. They are definitely going to be something. Mark Andrews is fun to watch. I love Mark Andrews. He's still one of my favorite tight ends in the National Football League, but let's go with the Bengals on this one. Next game. This is going to be a fun one. We all hate the Vikings, but the Rams are going to be, they're starting to pick up some momentum. They're slowly beginning to pick up some momentum. Will that momentum continue to carry for them as they make their way into US Bank Stadium up in Minneapolis, Minnesota, where the 10-4 Rams take on the 7-7 Vikings, who knocked off the Bears quite handily on Monday Night Football. Coincidentally, the Monday Night Football game with the Bears and Vikings had the largest audience share of any Monday Night Football game this year, because everybody was waiting to hear "Fire Nagy, Fire Nagy," right? Let's let the McCaskies sell the team. Number one, here's how we fix the Bears. We'll talk about the Bears in a second. I shouldn't go off on a tangent. You know where I'm going with that. Wish the Bears would just sell the team, have the McCaskies and stay and focus on their alcohol and liquor industries, their distribution money. That's where the money's at. They're not football owners. They're business owners. We cannot win any games with business owners in Chicago. Rams and Vikings. Rams and Vikings. This is Tony D. What's going on? How are you? Welcome to Saturday, our HAPPS huddle here on a Thursday evening. You're welcome to jump in. Ooh, welcome to jump in, Tony. Hold on here. Sell the Bears to you. Oh yeah. Well, actually, I was just gonna say, Aaron Rodgers was always saying, "I own you. I effing own you." I'd have Aaron Rodgers buy the Bears because then he can piss off the Packers. He has got football sense. He's got a lot of money, right? Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Tony is backstage. Let's get him in here. Let's see. God, I hate when I do have to do this crap. Hold on. I gotta click on Tony. Da, 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 da. How do I do this again? I've been doing this for how many weeks? I'm still trying to figure. I just tap on your profile. It says invited. Add. Oh crap! Hold on. Dadgummit. God, such a knucklehead. It's Thursday, Tony. It's Thursday. What's up, man?
I'm not going to hold you up. I'm not going to take too long. There's no telling what the hell's going to happen this weekend, okay?
I'm telling you, it's a cluster, right?
There is no telling what is going to happen with the
Can
COVID,
you read
with the
this?
COVID people. No, come in closer a little bit.
All right. You zoom in. How have you been, man? Doing okay?
Yeah, it's been busy. I gotta take the boys out tomorrow, so I'm not staying up too
All right.
late. I gotta go holler at Liddy too when I
There you
finish.
go.
All right, I'm gonna make this easy for you. Get a red marker if you got a different color marker.
I only have a.
We'll
I'll put
put
a
an
T.
asterisk next
Put a
to it. It's
T
fine.
next to
Let
it.
me see what we
I'll put a
got.
T. I'll put a T next to it.
Yeah, Packers plus.
So I'll put T plus. God, everything's breaking here.
Yeah, it's not just
Jesus,
you.
hold on.
You got something
T plus. There you go.
rattling in your background too. I noticed.
All right, Colts and Cardinals. This could be a fun game.
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
This is going to be petting to Kyler Murray. If you got a
I know. I need him. I'm in the championship game. I need him. Last week killed me. I still
well,
won.
Cardinals should win, even though Jonathan Taylor is going crazy,
I
and
would
I'll take
say
the over.
Cardinals by a field goal, and I took the over.
I'll take the Cardinals in the over on that one.
Lots of Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, but he's like the biggest plus.
Yep.
Cardinals in the over, yes. Falcons in the under.
Yeah.
I agree with you on that.
Yeah. That's our suck game of the week.
Rams.
Ravens and Bengals.
Well,
Eight
that's
six.
Ravens. I'm sorry.
And we were just finishing up
Jesus. Bengals and the over.
the Bengals and the over.
Yes.
Okay.
I really see something stinking up that Rams Vikings game. And I don't mean to go ahead of your previous picks in your convo. I apologize. I'm just trying to
Oh, you're
rush.
good. Yeah, the Rams land.
Um,
Uh-oh, Groot's back in the room. Grooty. Groot's
Give
is like,
me the
cool.
Rams and the over.
Rams and the over.
Yes. Bills Pats is going to be very interesting. I'm going to take the Bills and I'll take the under.
Ooh,
Because the defense, both defenses are going to be good.
taking the Bills and
And
the
the under. Yeah.
wow. That'll be a good one.
Jaguars, even with the Jets. Yeah, I'm taking the Jets and the under, which would be
The
the under the point spread.
Ramondre Stevenson killed me.
Who?
Ramondre Stevenson killed me without Damian Harris.
Uh huh.
Got me a whopping
Gotcha.
3 points. And I still made the next round.
That's a shame. And the bad part is that's probably going to be an AFC Championship game.
Yep.
That's probably going to be an AFC. And I hate to say they're the same conference. I understand.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Some other
yeah,
playoff.
yeah, that's going to flip.
Yep.
The Giants and the Eagles. Give me the Eagles all day on that one.
Yeah, that one's gonna be
That should be an over. I mean, that should be an under. That should be Eagles and the under.
okay. So under for T. Okay. That's an under, guys. That's an under.
Yes.
There we go.
Now the Panthers are going to be a riot because that should be the Bucks, but Brady wasn't looking right, and people are not healthy. So
Yeah.
I see why they're giving 10 points. You might want to take the Buccaneers and go under that point spread.
So
You
okay.
might want to. Yeah, that's a decent gamble.
So
What's up,
team
Daniel?
that one.
Chargers and Texans?
Yeah, I think
Nah,
Brian
Chargers and over. Chargers and over.
Brian is over there playing big game hunting or big game fishing
Yeah,
or whatever he's
he
doing.
is. He's got a new hobby. I'm not mad at him. He chopped it up with me earlier. Yeah, I'm not mad at him, man. Everybody's got to change it up. We've been busy up here this year. We
No,
got to do something
he was
different.
playing Uno with Takara.
Yes, we were.
He was doing some Uno.
Yeah, I was playing with him too.
He's like, my
Uh,
fantasy game sucks. I'm gonna go play Uno. So you said the Chargers in the under? Or over?
Chargers in the under.
Chargers in the under. God, I need a new marker for Christmas. Here we go. Here we go.
Seahawks in the under. I don't see them. Well, you know what? Seahawks in the over. Seahawks in the over. Seahawks
Over.
in the over. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll take the over.
Take this. Seahawks in the over. Steelers and Chiefs.
Chiefs in the under.
Merry Christmas. Chiefs and the under.
And I say that because the Steelers don't necessarily, they can slow you down as far as scoring.
Their defense is much better than I would think it was this.
Yeah, they slow people down. I give them that.
They're fun to watch defensively, too.
Broncos and Raiders.
Even Steven in Vegas.
Let me take the Raiders in the over on that one.
Jameer's taking the Steelers.
Yeah.
Over there. And then Broncos, Raiders. You got the Raiders?
Raiders in the over, yes.
Raiders in the over, okay.
Man, that's the game right there.
Redskins and Cowboys. Jameer's going to be looking at you. Cowboys, Jameer's like, you down? Are you down? You ready? Let's go. He's like, Cowboys 63.
Man,
Redskins.
I'm going to take
Washington. I meant to put Washington
Washington
here.
football team, WFT.
Oh, God.
I
God,
understand now.
I feel like I'm there. God, my handwriting
Now,
sucks.
here's the crazy part.
Yeah.
The Cowboys will win.
Mm-hmm.
They
But they-
won't cover that point spread.
But they ain't covering, right?
I don't think they're going to cover none of that. That's going to be Cowboys and under on both.
Cowboys. Ooh, so
Under the 47 points and within that 10.5 point spread.
so
Yes.
we'll go with the dog and over under. Break it
I'm going
up.
to say under. I'm going to say
Under.
under.
All right. T with the under, and then finally Monday Night Football. Do you ever think this game would actually be good? And now it's like all of a sudden they're both kind of in the hunt now.
The thing with the Dolphins is the Dolphins score points. They're just not winning games.
Right.
So them and New Orleans are kind of being the same tandem. New Orleans got some issues right now.
Yeah.
Dolphins are halfway overcoming theirs.
Yeah.
That game, I would take the Saints in the under.
Saints in the under. Ooh. Saints in the under. There you
Because
go.
you could slow them down from scoring and make them do field goals all day.
True. Dolphins are getting some momentum though. Like you said though, they're starting to play better and they're getting
They
out.
do that every year, right around the end of the season. They start improving. Once they
Yep.
knock the bugs out of the system, they go. That's right.
Exactly.
They do that every year.
Exactly. Were you on earlier tonight?
Huh?
Were you on? Were you just
I
on?
broadcasted earlier because Space Gal was driving through here and she hit me up. Actually, she saw my broadcast. She said she was coming this way.
Oh, she in the area?
Yeah, she drove. She stopped at the gas station. Me and her met up. I did a real quick
Oh my
broadcast,
God.
but the signal was no good. But she posted a picture on Instagram with me and her met up, so it was
Oh,
cool.
that's so cool. Was
That
she
was
over?
cool. And
Was she-
then she's going to Atlanta. She's gonna come back through Sunday. We're gonna try and meet up again one more good time. I met her son. She met my boys. We talked about 15, 20 minutes. You know, she had a road trip. I wasn't gonna hold her up.
Oh my God, that's so cool.
It
And
was.
that's fun. Love to meet her. Love to meet you. I mean, God.
Oh
But
yeah.
COVID crap's done. I'm gonna go back to doing meetups. When I was on Periscope, I did meetups in New York, Arizona, Los Angeles, Minnesota, and Minneapolis, and Detroit, and everything. And I'm like, all right, I'm not doing these anymore. And then COVID hit. And now I'm like kicking myself. I'm like, what an ass! I should have kept doing
Well,
it.
everybody takes a break from overspending, and we're going to see how much money we did spend. And me, I overeat, so my money for spending is going right to food.
Exactly. But
It's going right to food. So once everything is out, we start vacationing. We're probably going to start dieting. because
Right.
I'm gonna eat salads every day and where I go.
Christmas now too. You know what I'm saying? It's just like God, it's ridiculous.
Yes, yes. I'm
So
going to jump over there, man. I want to appreciate the invite, though. Thank you. I didn't see it till late, so my apologies for
no
coming
worries,
up
my friend.
afterwards.
Merry Christmas to
Please
you and your
keep the picks.
family.
Yes. If you need input, there you go. I can throw you my predictions every week. Let me know. We're going to hop it up again. I'll have more time tomorrow to talk if you're available as well. All right.
Absolutely, Tony, my friend. Great. It was great talking to you also on Brian's broadcast last Sunday night too.
Absolutely. You too, man. You too. We're going to catch up. I'm kind of quick, but we'll catch up. And I appreciate you again, man.
Absolutely, Tony. Have a great week. Merry
Take care.
Christmas.
You too.
Good.
Absolutely. You too.
It's Tony D, the pride and joy of the Great South, ladies and gentlemen. I love that guy. Just straight from the heart, straight from the guts, and just tells it like it is. Let me see if I can move this back a little bit here. Yeah, look at my mug. I got to kind of narrate this a little bit, but I also want to include this as well. So basically, Tony's picks are pretty much T. That he picks like the Cardinals and the over. This one, it says T and the under. We're going to see if Brian jumps on the broadcast too and hang out here a little bit in a second as well. Let me see here. Yeah. Tony's over with Lenny right now, so make sure if you like Tony, make sure you follow him, and he's talking with Lenny over there in Boston, and she's super fun. I love Lenny as well. All right, welcome to HAPPS Huddle. Merry Christmas, Dan. How are you? Everyone's at each other in the room. Everyone say hi. Hi. How the heck are you? We're talking Rams Vikings right now. We're just talking about how I'm going against Cooper Kupp. I'm going against Cooper Kupp on Monday night or on this weekend in the championship game. I'm in the championship game, and I'm going against Cooper Kupp. I'm going against Zeke. I'm going up against Eckler. I'm going against Justin Herbert. I'm pretty much doomed. Going against Dawson Knox. Oh, geez, that stinks. Dan, sorry to hear that. Yeah, a lot of stuff's getting canceled. God, I mean, it's ridiculous. Feels like it's 2020 all over again. Yeah. Anyway, let's get to the Rams Vikings. What was I going to tell you here? Crap. I completely forgot. Bear with me here one second here. Cooper Kupp and my boy Zeke can tear you up. Yeah, I was just going to say, how is Zeke's ankle though? I was watching the Cowboys, and I mean he could still hit forward movement, no problem, but cutting, kind of tentative. What's your take on that, Jameer? Just out of curiosity. I don't expect to win. Trust me. I'm surprised I've gotten this far. I was telling everyone at the beginning, I go, if I win the whole thing, I win $500. If I lose, I get $250. So I'll be like, what, 100 in the black or 150 in the black or something like that. I'm positive cash flow for fantasy this year, which is good. It's like the third time in 5 years I've been in the championship. I only won once though. I've lost 2 other times in the championship. This will probably be my third. But I don't want to be pessimistic here. I'm just telling it like it is. I told you the lineups, and that's how I'm going to roll. I think Zeke is fine. I don't see us using him much now until the playoffs. Yeah, I was just going to say, is in Pollard's okay, or is he out of protocol, or what's the story with him? Groot says Vikings play better when Cousins shaves somewhere where the sun doesn't shine. See, Groot, I can improvise a little bit for you. Groot's in the room, guys, but for whatever reason, there's some ghosting moderator. I have no moderators. I moderate. All right, that's it. I heard Pollard's question. Okay, thank you. So we'll get to the Cowboys game in a second. Let's get to the Rams and Vikings. We talked, numerous times about the Rams right now. And the interesting thing here I should note about this is that ODB is starting to pick up a little bit here. I'm trying to see if it's still going to be a lot of Sony Michel in the backfield. Darrell Henderson, he was on the COVID-19 list for a couple of weeks, so he's not really 100%. He had that thigh injury prior to that. Sony Michel, was like 20 for 79 last week or 2 weeks ago. He was, like like 15 for 121 against the Jags. You know, the running game is not the first thing that comes to mind. You think of Cooper Kupp, you think of Odell Beckham Jr., you think of Van Jefferson. Yes, Van Jefferson. He is the one I was like, careful, listen for that name, Van Jefferson. Van Jefferson. And then, of course, what happened? Wah, wah. He went for 2 for 23 last week. Whoops. Whoops, 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 whoops. Groot says, Cam Akers is back at practice, according to Groot. So that's just a heads up for that as well. So that makes that whole running thing a little bit more interesting. But I think you're going to see a lot of Sony Michel running the rock. Cooper Kupp has just been a beast, just amazing. And last week was no exception either. And if you remember back, God, what was he, like 9 for 136 with 2 touchdowns against the Seahawks a couple of nights ago. Just amazing. Just amazing. The only thing that can help me beat my opponent with Cooper Kupp is at a short week. Coming off of a short week, maybe that will help. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens. Groot says I might be. Back at, okay. Groot says I might be. He might be. It could be. It is. Anyway, that's the story with the Rams. I think there's still a lot of guys on the COVID list too. I think Tyler Higbee is back off of COVID, or maybe I don't know if he's tested or not, but I think he'll be a non-issue. It's going to be a lot of Stafford and Cooper Kupp, Stafford and Van Jefferson. What's not to love here? And on top of it, the Vikings are one of the worst defenses against the pass. Double whammy. Except, wait a second. The Vikings played the Bears last week, and the Bears couldn't get any tallies. Oh, never mind. It's the Bears. It's the Bears. Never mind. I digress. Yes. Adam Thielen is back for the Vikings. Big gain for them there. Justin Jefferson has been pretty much holding his own weight, pretty much getting a lot of cover 2. But it's going to be the return of Adam Thielen that's going to maybe change the game plan. I mean, think about what happened on Monday night. Kirk Cousins did not throw the ball a lot yet last week. I think he threw 87 yards last week against the Bears, and that was the whole plan of attack for the Vikings, was just, the time of possession, keeping the ball on the ground. A lot of Dalvin Cook. That's where I stop. Dalvin Cook was placed on the COVID list, and Alexander Mattison is slated to start now for the Vikings. So keep your eyes on your game day actives and inactives. I have Alexander Mattison, but can Alexander Mattison, going up against Aaron Donald and all of those guys defensively, how's that going to come into play? Could be interesting to see how they do against the run here. I know the Rams defense has not allowed many touchdown, as far as they're pretty tough against the pass. But let's see what would happen as far as running the ball, trying to control the ball. Will Alexander Mattison be able to put his feet into the big shoes of Dalvin Cook, especially in a game like this? It's very pivotal right now. Yeah, Dalvin Cook is out. The Vikings have no chance. Let's see. I was happy with Katie's 9. He's going against me. Only got 4. Okay, that's good to know, though. Yeah, so that's a big ouch when you don't have Dalvin Cook. Exactly, Jameer. I agree. Vikings laid 3.5 on the road against Minnesota. Give me the Rams, and they need that win too. They need that win to get one step closer to the Cardinals, and give me the over on that one too. I'm going to agree with Tony on that one. This game's just going to be a shootout. Kirk Cousins is going to be allowed to open it up again. He's going to be able to get it to Justin Jefferson. Adam Thielen's back, even though he's not healthy. KJ Osborne, he of the 3 points last week. KJ Osborne, I still won with his 3 points. Yes. And Ramondre Stevenson with your 3 points. I still am in the championship game. I dropped both of your arses. Give me the Rams and the over. This is going to be a fun game. Bills and Patriots over there at Gillette Stadium, over there in Massachusetts. Should be a good matchup there. I am really looking forward to this one. This one's going to have, this might be a preview, as somebody mentioned, this might be a preview of the AFC Championship game, if that's possible. Well, the way that these teams are playing right now, they might just do so. We'll see what happens here. As let's see what happens. Patriots are 9-5, Bills are 8-6. I mean, Josh Allen has just been kind of inconsistent, I think is the word right now, and this is a must-win for them. If they want to stay up with the Patriots, this is going to be Jameer's taking the Patriots. Look at this. Patriots laid 2.5 at home against the Bills. Damian Harris, I believe, is coming back. We'll talk about that in a second. But right now, the big question marks are two things that are going to hurt Buffalo. Number one is their really suspect backfield. How many weeks have we been talking about the Achilles heel of the Buffalo Bills has been their running game between Devin Singletary and Zach Moss? They've just been pitiful. Absolutely pitiful. Although Devin Singletary did have a brief ray of sunshine last week, he was 22 of 86 with a touchdown. It still doesn't impress me. The Patriots defense has been outstanding. I mean, it is like the old school Bill Belichick defense that we knew and loved when they won the Super Bowls with Tom Brady and all that. But God, that's the difference about this game. If you have the Patriots D and special teams, start them. Start him. I don't care if Kyle Allen or Josh Allen. I always call him Kyle Allen. Josh Allen is behind center for Buffalo. Stephon Diggs, you better get your head out of your know what, because getting me 7 points last week isn't going to get me a championship. Time for at least a minimum 15 points. I want double digits out of everybody in my lineup, and that will get me a championship. If not, if we keep getting single digits with Stephon, God, I mean, Gabriel Davis is doing better than him, for crying out loud. At least Gabriel Davis got a touchdown last week. And Emmanuel Sanders is out too, by the way. Yeah, he's got the knee. Remember, he messed that knee up inside the 20 a couple weeks ago. So he's out. He needs to step up big time. Dawson Knox, I'm going against him. I almost picked him up. Sucks to be me. Going against Dawson Knox too. The team I'm going against, Justin Herbert, Austin Eckler, Zeke. He's got Dawson Knox. He's got, hold on, let me read the rest of this lineup to you. Jameer, you just jumped in here. Here. I'm going against, who else? I'm going against, no, it's not Eckler. I'm going against Kamara against Miami. That could be interesting. I'm going against Damian Harris. I'm going against Cooper Kupp. I'm going against Justin Jefferson. I'm going against Dawson Knox. I will roll a peanut across Michigan Avenue live if I beat this team on Sunday. Michigan! What's going on, Mike? How are you, buddy? Welcome to HAPPS Huddle. I am taking the Patriots also. I just think it's going to be that running back by committee thing with Ramondre Stevenson, who better get me some points. Damian Harris is back in the fold, and I think that Belichick's got a better plan of attack with Mac Jones going into this one too. I have a feeling. Lions by 20, says Mike. Mike is on a roll. The consensus so far is taking the Falcons and the under. Sorry, Mike. Mac Jones didn't really throw a lot last week. Not at all. Or was it 2 weeks ago? Because, yeah. You get the idea. I mean, it was just very meh, But the key thing here is we'll see what happens when things change up a little bit. There are a couple people who I think that are out. I think I got an update here. I don't know what the story is with Damian Harris. If anybody has dirt on Damian Harris, if he practiced today or not, I'd like to know, because Ramondre Stevenson is on my bench right now. And I also have Alexander Madison on my bench right now. But right now, my running backs are pretty much Cordell Patterson, and I've got, what else do I got here? I've got, Ramondre Stevenson and Cordell. So, John, what's going on? Yes, give me the Jaguars, says Jameer. And I thought they'd get murdered by the Lions. I know the Lions looking pretty good against Arizona though last week, although Kyler Murray killed me and I needed him to do more points. I won. I'm in the championship game, but he could have done better. I didn't have to sit there until, Monday night football, for Greg Joseph to kick field goals to get me to win the game. Good call on that UCF game. John, that was Groot. Groot, are you in here? You're getting accolades for your pick of UCF knocking off the Gators. This week, Groot is encouraging people to go with Memphis over Hawaii in the Hawaii Bowl over there in our 50th state, and he's also taking Clemson over Iowa State. Those are his locks. The Lions beat them from start to finish, and amazing. Yeah, and we talked to Amon-Ra St. John. Remember Amon-Ra St. John? I told you he was going to do good, and I actually gave in. I said that Adam Shefty did a pretty good job picking Craig Reynolds to his fantasy team. So Craig Reynolds looked pretty good last week, and I should have picked him up. And thinking about picking him up here again, but the way that if Alexander Madison is starting instead of Delvin, I might start him. I also have running back options, which kind of concerns me. Anyway, I think Harris is out. Check your game day actives and inactives. Kendrick Bourne, that was, I think he's also kind of iffy. He's still on the COVID list from my understanding. At least as of yesterday he was. So check these game day actives and inactives. Even doing ad drops in fantasy, this is so messed up now with COVID, because if you pick somebody up today, like say Thursday, and then all of a sudden they're on the COVID list Saturday, you just wasted $5 on a pick that you can't use. So it's a chess game. You want to beat somebody out to getting that stud running back that you want to add, but at the same time, if he gets COVID, you're out $5. So it's very cutthroat this year, very cutthroat. I think I've spent $70 on ad drops this year, at least 70. It's ridiculous. Clemson's your second team, so I'm taking them too. There you go. So Grudy and Jameer are on the same page. That is so cool. So I'm taking the Patriots, and I'm going to take the over. I think somehow, some way, this thing's going to get ugly, and ugly early, I think. Turnovers. Patriots force turnovers. That's why I'm taking the Patriots, laying 2.5. Welcome to HAPPS Huddle. I'm Jim from the northwest suburbs of Chicago. We're about halfway through our full card of NFL action this week. Earlier tonight, Randy Bullock kicked a 45-yard field goal to help the Tennessee Titans knock off the San Francisco 49ers down there at Nissan Stadium. The Who Cares Game of the Week, Part 2, the Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Jets. We will make very short work of this. Over there at MetLife Stadium. 6-game losing streak for the Jags right now. And the Jets are not doing that good either, but at least they do a little bit better at their home. Exactly. No reach arounds. Exactly, Mike. Exactly. We're going to make short work of this. Anything that's worthwhile on this team right now. I'm just going to say James Robinson is about the only worthwhile person to talk about on Jacksonville. I'm tired of talking about Trevor Lawrence because the guy just turns the ball over, he drops the ball, he misses snaps from center. It's just a cluster. It's very ugly. Some very ugly football there. Jets are showing a little bit sign of promise. I know and I understand that they're 3-11. And you want them to get another good draft pick, maybe an offensive lineman, let alone a quarterback. But I would say that there are some upsides. Michael Carter had a rough go against the Dolphins, but give him some time to gain some traction. I think Michael Carter, if you're an owner of Michael Carter, he will probably be able to kind of exploit a Jacksonville team that's going to have the defense is going to be out there a lot because of Trevor Lawrence's 3-and-outs. Could be one of the lowest ratings TV games of the weekend. Yes, that is going to be ugly. If you're in a Jacksonville market or if you're in a New York market and you're subjected to this, instead of watching like this or this, well, it's an AFC game. Yeah, so it'd be this, you know. You'd missing a Bills Patriots game. You might miss like a Colts, even, like a Brown. Well, actually, yeah, this would be the other CBS game. Ravens Bengals to be a CBS game. You get the idea. This is just, I'm just taking the Jets because they're at home. And how can this be even? How can this be even? And I know that the COVID protocols hit a couple of these guys as well. I know they don't have Elijah Moore anymore, but still, I will not say the word Jamison Crowder because he won't score any points either. But give me the Jets, even money, and give me the under in what will be arguably one of the ugliest games of the year over there at MetLife Stadium. Up to the top of the board, this is Jameer's game of the week. He wants them both to lose. It's one of your favorites. It's another NFC Eastern division clash with the Giants and the Eagles over at Lincoln Financial Field. Does it feel like the Eagles just played Washington? Oh, they did 2 days ago. Let's see how fresh the legs of the Eagles are against a Giants team that, quite frankly, is debilitated. Jake Fromm is not the answer. I'll leave it at that. Poor Saquon Barkley. Poor Saquon Barkley. Poor Saquon Barkley. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Daniel Jones's neck's acting up again. And we saw what happened with Mike Glennon against the Cowboys, Jameer. Jameer, did you manage to stay awake when Mike Glennon went out to the field? Oh, yes. That's right. Yes, that is correct. Yes. I meant to mention that. What's his name? I always say it's Doug Peterson, but it's not Doug Peterson. The Eagles head coach is out, but I don't think that's going to really matter because the Giants are beat up. Let's face it. I feel bad for Saquon Barkley, and Devonta Booker, and those guys, but man, whoever is taking snaps from center, good luck trying to be anybody in their receiving core. Darius Slayton, Kenny Galladay. It's going to be pretty ugly. Kadarius Toney, I think, cleared COVID protocols, if I'm not mistaken. He stayed a week, but barely. God, that's almost that, or you have to sit there and subject yourself to a Washington Eagles game on Tuesday night. So Nick Serrani, thank you, Baba. I appreciate that, sir. You might get a little Evan Ingram, but he always gets hurt this time of year, right? That's a lot of wood, though, for the Eagles without a head coach, don't you think? No, not at all. The Eagles are playing decent, not great, but decent. Jalen Hurts is starting to, come into his own a little bit here. It's one of those things where Jalen Hurts is starting to gain some momentum now. And it was interesting to see Miles Sanders break a couple of tackles going straight up the gut on Tuesday night. Boston Scott, though, continues to take carries away from Sanders. He was 15 of 64 with a touchdown. Sanders was like 9 of 64, pretty much. So we'll see what happens there. And then Dallas Goedert is fun to watch, too. He's another one of those in that second tier of tight ends I really enjoy watching. He's definitely another offensive guy to check out. But give me this is a lot of wood, but I'm going to take the Eagles in a romp and give me the over. These are Tony's picks. T plus means he's taking these guys in the over, or T in the under. So yeah, that's Tony. Tony was in the room earlier tonight. So that's the Giants Eagles. Next game, it's the Buccaneers and the Panthers down there in beautiful, scenic Carolina. This could be an interesting matchup. No, it's not. I'm just joking. It's not going to be a beautiful match. It's going to be an ugly game at Bank of America Stadium, where the Buccaneers finally won last week. Boom, 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 boom. No, they didn't. They lost. Yeah. So anyway, the Buccaneers are 10-4 right now. And they're taking on the Carolina Panthers, who are spiraling quickly to oblivion. Forever. No Christian McCaffrey, no football for you, Carolina. Although I need DJ Moore. I need DJ Moore really bad. Chad, thank you for the subscription. Man, seeing what's-his-face get smoked was great. Only loss was because Brady had a bad day. Do you ever think in your wildest imaginations a 7-0 game on Monday Night Football? Mind you, on the game I played in the semifinals, I went against Brady and Gronkowski. I went against Devontae Adams. I went against Deontay Johnson. I went up against, who else did I go up against? But you get the idea. And I won. Unbelievable. Hey, Nick, what's going on? How are you? You're out east just north of me. You're out east just north of me. So you're northeast of me. Are you in Toronto? Are you in Hamilton? Are you in Windsor? Where are you? How are you, Nick? Welcome to HAPPS Huddle. Welcome to Saturday, or it's Thursday night. I feel like sad. I don't know what. This is going to be an ugly game. And the Panthers are going to be the recipients of a beating from Tom Brady after what happened last week. Keep in mind, though, big injuries last week. Big. Chris Godwin, out. He gone. That's gone. Antonio Brown, will he make an impact coming back in to fill in? Big shoes. But then you lose Leonard Fournette. He gone. But no one's talking about Ronald Jones. They're all talking about, is it Le'Veon that came in? Brady is pissed now. Panthers better watch out. Yes, exactly. Where did Le'Veon Bell wind up? I heard Le'Veon Bell's name mentioned earlier today. Was it the Bucs? And if it is, don't they have Ronald Jones? I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Someone look it up and let me know. I'm not going to waste your time. I'm taking the Bucs here, and I'm going to take the over. And yeah, be lucky if the Panthers score 10. That's how ugly it's going to get. Tom Brady will be pissed. Le'Veon's with the Bucs now. Okay, thank you. That's what I thought. I heard that Le'Veon was going to be there. I'm like, they have Ronald Jones. And then they got Keyshawn Vaughn, too. Keyshawn Vaughn was brought in on third and short situations. And they also had, what's his name before he got hurt? Ex-Bengal. What's his nuts? Gio Bernard before he got hurt. So, anyway, give me the Bucs. Crank it up. It's going to be ugly. If you're in Carolina, watch your hockey team. Their hockey team's doing really good. Chargers and Texans. Where's Brian? Is Brian in the room? Is Brian waiting in the room? No, he's not in the room. He's not in the green room. Le'Veon's taking over for Leonard Fournette. So will Le'Veon get most of the carries, or will it be Ronald Jones? I would imagine Le'Veon, right? I mean, is Ronald Jones in the doghouse with Arians or something? What's that about? Oh, I'm sorry. I meant to be over here. So here we go, guys. I meant to do this. My apologies. Thank you, HAPPS, for this wonderful 2x3 screen. I've taken the Eagles laying 10 and the over. Tony's taken them as well. The Bucs and Panthers. Tony's taken the under. I'm taking the over in that one. So I would. Yeah, that's so weird because Ronald Jones and Leonard Fournette last year, they split. There's kind of a split backfield, right? Weird. Chargers and Texans down there in beautiful Houston, ladies and gentlemen. This game is going to be ugly. And based on that spread of 10.5 points for the likes of the Chargers. Godspeed for the Texans. Pretty much a game where we're going to see Justin Herbert pretty much pick apart the secondary of the Texans here. Chargers are 8-6. They needed that win against the Chiefs, big time, and they just couldn't finish. Could not finish. Frustrating, to say the least. Texans getting 10.5. The over/under is 46 points. Jameer was born in Texas and lives in Houston, but give me the Chargers, he says. So Jameer's going with the Los Angeles Chargers. Jim said, Jim, I saw Pablo come on and do a test of gaming on here earlier. Hot tub is the last option left on here to take up reviews. I'm just going to say, last time I think I was playing like Madden 95 on a Sega Genesis or something. Or maybe like Madden 2001 for my first generation Xbox. But anyway, and we don't have the hot tub. I don't have the Sharpie marker. I can't sing. I can't dance. And I certainly can't cook. My days are numbered on HAPPS. We had like 67 people on Catalyst last night. It's interesting because I went on to Heckle and I had more people watch me on Heckle. But we're gonna watch people do this all day, you know. But what's weird is the people that were in the room. I do monetize in here. I made more money with 60 people in the room than I did when I had 1,200 people in my room doing a cast with the old HAPPS. Interesting. I know, I'm very old school. I got the Sega Genesis, I got the original NES, I got Super NES, I used to have the first generation Xbox. I gave that to my nephew. Jameer, seriously, I'm 56. I'm old. So that's how I rolled back in the 90s when I was single. I was 10 minutes from work. Life was good. All right, we're back. Mike says, you mean Bobby Bicker are the two of the best broadcasters? Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it. You guys are the best viewers on here. I am counter-programming. I admire and I love and I recognize great musicians on this app. They are outstanding. However, I am counter-programming. Not everybody's going to watch CNN or Fox or MSNBC. They're going to watch some of the weird channels. We're the weird channel. We're the counter-programming people. I like shaking it up. I like being different. And if people don't like that, hit the X and get out. So, and you're 28. See, that's what I'm saying. Jameer, you're in your prime right now, dude. Between like 21 and 40, that is the prime age to do everything. Be vigilant and be careful with all the variant crap out there, but see the world, do stuff, and get out there and do it now because it is worth it. I wouldn't change a single thing what I did. And that's why I'm still young. I don't act like I'm 56, but I am. And I'm hyper because I did all that crap. And now I can look back and say I did it all. You know, something happens to me tomorrow, I did it all. Yeah. All right. All right. Chargers and Texans. This game is going to be ugly. Really ugly. I am going against Justin Herbert for the championship game. Eckler is on, I believe, on the COVID-19 list still. I don't know if he tested positive or negative. Be ready to keep, what's his name, Justin Jackson and Josh Kelly in your back pocket. They were kind of an RBBC when Eckler was out earlier. Captain Rehab, what is going on? No, Matt Nagy is soon to be fired, not fraud, fired. Now we just need to get rid of the McCaskies, let George Soros buy the Bears, or let Aaron Rodgers buy the Bears. We're going to talk about that after this game. Trust me, we're going to have some fun. How you doing, Captain Rehab? What's going on, sir? So running back by committee backfield, check your game day actives and inactives if you have Eckler in your championship games this week. Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen was a beast for me. He helped me with leading all my scores with 16 points. That's how bad my fantasy team was last week, but I still won. He's been on fire lately. He's been over 80 yards a week. He's getting targeted repeatedly. A lot of 100-yard performances, multiple touchdowns. I don't want to hear Mike Williams' name brought up ever this year. Um, they are fun to watch. They are totally fun to watch. The big question, of course, is the defense. The defense for Arizona. Keep in mind um, that Houston's got nothing. Eckler is out. Yeah, so you're gonna have. Oh my God, yeah, that sucks. That sucks having Eckler out. So I don't know if you have any other backups, but I mean that whole running back by committee thing with Joshua Kelly and Justin Jackson is no bueno. But expect Herbert to open it up, especially against the secondary for Houston, who has been, you know, they're Houston. Where's Brian? Is he here? Down on the phone? No, he's not here. All right. Anyway, I'm not going to waste my time about the offense for Houston because they are just that. They're offensive. I thought Brandon Cooks was going to turn around, and then he gone. Um, I don't know if Cooks is out too. That's the part I know. See what Houston secondary exactly Captain Rehab. That's my point. With that in mind, that's a lot of wood. Most people say, no. Give me the Chargers. And Tony's taking the under. I'm going to take the over. I'm taking a lot of overs today. I have 1, 2, 3 unders so far, and that's it. This marker is getting dry. Let's go to the Bears game. Everybody wants to talk about our Chicago Bears. I have a plan for the Chicago Bears. It's really simple. How about we get George Soros to buy the team? Yes. Where's my other marker? Oh, crap. Where'd it go? I don't think the marker. Where's my other marker? Oh, here it is. Let's get George Soros to buy the Bears. Or get Aaron Rodgers to buy the team. Aaron Rodgers says he owns us. He owns the Bears. Well, he should own the Bears. Let's get George Soros or Aaron Rodgers or both. George Soros will have the money to buy the Bears from the McCaskies. The McCaskies can focus on their distribution and their beverage industries. They can be business people. Business peoples do not do a good job running sports teams. I'm telling you that right now. Ask the Bears. Yeah. In 1985, yes. 1985, the last time they had a team that won the Super Bowl back on January 20th of January 26, 1986. Come on. Let's move on. Anything would be an upgrade, Jameer. Trust me on that. Firing Matt Nagy isn't the answer. Firing Ryan Pace is not the answer. Getting rid of Ted Phillips is not the answer. It's Virginia and George McCaskey selling the team and their board of directors to someone who cares and knows football and cares about football. Oh, I know it's cute seeing Virginia McCaskey sitting up there in their little suite, air conditioned or climate controlled suite, which is fine, which is cool. I remember meeting Mr. McCaskey. He used to come to the racetrack all the time. I used to work at Arlington Park. Ed McCaskey was actually a very nice, hospitable man. And the day before a game, if some big wig didn't able to go to a game, hey Jimmy, I got 2 tickets for the Packers game tomorrow night on Monday Night Football. You want to go? And they were like 40-yard seats, 25 rows back, $40 a piece in the 90s. And we'd go watch Brett Favre kill the Bears, But Ed McCaskey was cool. Mr. McCaskey, I called him Mr. McCaskey. He was actually a nice guy. He never spoke bad or harsh to me at all. He treated other people like people, Somehow or some way, he liked Maureen. He liked my wife. I think that's part of it. But he'd come to the track and bet the horses. He'd be there with like Johnny Morris, who's an announcer from Channel 2, Dan Roan from WGN here in Chicago, George Mitsos, who was running waste management. He was like a front office guy for the waste management group. Bunch of bigwigs were back there. Howard Sudbury, who was a sports anchor in Chicago at CBS. All of those guys would all hang out there in the back, and I would put on like all these different racetracks from off the satellite dishes. Hey Jimmy, can you put on Hollywood Park for us? Or hey Jimmy, can you put on Gulfstream? Yes, I will. Here you go, Mr. McCaskey. Thanks, Jimmy. Hey, I got the Bears tickets for the Tampa Bay game on Sunday. You want to buy them? Sure. They're $35. All right. Don't try to steal the lines under the Fords or the cream of the crop deadbeat owner's crop. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And that's why the Bears and the Lions are in the lower echelons of the National Football League. And you can pretty much put the Texans in there too, by the way. Ed McCaskey sounded like that dude, honest to God. I mean, he was like 90 when he passed away, I think. Speaking of Chicago sports lore, thinking of and praying for everyone who knew Billy Williams, ex-Chicago Cub, first baseman, left fielder, passed away today. And I loved watching Billy Williams as a kid. Get home after school, turn on WGN, watch the Cubs game. Billy Williams was just a prolific power hitter. He was the first Cub I remember watching as a kid. And I remember him being the first guy to hit a home run watching a Cubs game on Channel 9 with Jack Brickhouse. So prayers to everybody in the Billy Williams family. What a great man, and what a great a great humanitarian, a great ball player, class act. So R.I.P. Billy. We love you, man. Big time. St. John says, Leon Hess was like that. I used to caddy for him back in the day. Oh my goodness. Imagine caddying for some of those people. Imagine being a fly on that being a fly in that golf cart, you know. Hand me that 6 hybrid, will you? Yeah, okay, here we go. Bears Seahawks. We're prolonging the inevitable here. We have to talk about the Bulls. Hey, run home. What's up? Good morning, Mr. Voice. How are you, sir? What is going on? Good Christmas Eve over there already. Look at that. Oh, it's already midnight here in Chicago. It's like 6-something o'clock over there. 6 or 7 a.m. Merry Christmas to you. How have you been? Welcome to the Huddle. We're talking about Week 16 in the NFL. We're about to subject everybody to the Bears Seahawks preview, which is going to be a lot of deep hurting. We saw how the Bears imploded in front of the largest audience ever in the history of, or actually in this year's history of Monday Night Football. The Bears Vikings game Monday night drew the largest audience share on ESPN this year. It is also the fact that it's also simulcast on ABC, so even more people got to watch how horrible the Bears are. 7:12 in the morning, bright and early over there. Good seeing you. How have you been? What's going on? It's been a while. It's been a while. Good seeing you, JB. What's happening? This debacle of a Seahawks game, Russell Wilson will be able to, maybe this might be the week he can kind of tweak his throwing technique. It seems like ever since he came off the IR, Russell Wilson just hasn't been consistent at all. Trying to reestablish his repertoire with his receiving tandem of DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. We'll talk about that in a second, but right now it's the Bears blaming Matt Nagy. Let's all, don't blame Matt, let's blame Justin Fields for throwing interceptions. He's thrown, what I read he's thrown 12 interceptions, by far the most in the National Football League, which is pitiful right now. Bears are more than horrible. They are hot garbage. Amen to that. Do I keep track of all the sports stats? I just love sports. The only sports I play, though, are softball and volleyball. I do run. Pre-COVID, I used to work out at the gym a little bit. Very light weights. I would swim. I would do the bike. All of that. But I love sports. I love baseball. Baseball is my favorite sport. Football is my second. Big Bulls fan, obviously. Hawks fan. Big fan of the Sun Devils. You get the idea. Do you think Justin Fields is hot garbage? Really? So here's why. Here's why I disagree, Jameer. The offensive line is basically Swiss cheese. Why did Justin Fields do so good at Ohio State? Because he had a competent offensive line in front of him, protecting him, giving him the pocket to throw, giving him a chance to improvise. This Bears offensive line, aside from Cody Whitehair, is nothing but that proverbial hard garbage. It is horrible. It is one of the worst offensive lines in the National Football League. Look up the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Houston Texans. You can put the Bears right next to both of them. They are pitiful. They're garbage. They're pathetic. Hi, Susan. How are you? I'm ranting about my horrible Chicago Bears. Everyone say hi to Warrior Grandma Susan. How are you? Welcome to HAPPS Huddle. Hope you're doing well. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Hope you're doing good. I love sports too. Basketball's my second. I love the NBA too. I love the association. Love the association. But football's awesome too. I mean, I would say baseball, football, basketball, hockey, probably. If you had to pick a sport, which sport would you like to be a superstar in? Baseball. No question. When I play softball, like in the spring and the fall and the summer and all of that, when I take to the field, I feel like I feel like I'm at Wrigley Field. You know, I'm in Glenview. You know what I mean? I was like this since I was a little kid. I used to play wiffle ball in my front yard. Threw the ball up in the air and hit it. I'd go chase after the ball when I was like a 4-year-old. Still remember that. Then my dad got pissed at me because I was killing the grass. So I played in the side yard instead. Saw you had to say hi because I keep missing your other lives. Oh, it's appreciated, Susan. Thank you so much. I hope you're doing well. Hope you and your family are hanging in there, staying strong, staying safe. Yeah, I'm on this week, just tonight, last night and tonight. I do my Catalyst broadcast with the candle. We did a really nice cast last night next to the tree with a candle and everything. A lot of fun. And a keyboard. And then we're doing football tonight, and then no trivia this week or next week because of Christmas and New Year's. So we're taking a couple of Saturdays off. And I'm over on Newly. So if you guys want to check out a new app, check out Newly. Jay Forsyth. Jay Forsyth. My squirrel's missing. Jay Forsyth. Jay Forsyth. Jay Forsyth. Or should I do it like this? Jay Forsyth. Jay Forsyth. Jay Forsyth. Oh, sorry. Never mind. Let's see. The foursome was Leon Hess, Sonny Werblin, Phil Eisenland, and her lawyer. Oh my God. Oh, the Meadowlands. Oh my God. Wow. Yeah, no corruption there. The Buggies, the Trotters, the Pacers over at the Meadowlands. We used to show them in Penn National and Mohawk and some of the East Coast harness races, Yonkers. Yeah. When will I sing karaoke? Never. Never, JB, never. Good seeing you, Jay. How have you been, buddy? What's going on, man? Everyone, make sure you check out Jay Forsyth. Jay is over on Newly also. You can check out Jay at Jay Forsyth on Newly. He's still in here in HAPPS, as am I. But Newly is a new app for your iPhone, so make sure you download that app. You can follow me tomorrow. I will be live tomorrow, Susan. If you have an iPhone, download the Newly. I will have exclusive content you will not see on HAPPS, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, or anywhere else. I will be on Newly tomorrow about 2 Eastern, 11 Pacific. So please join me. Come by and hang out. It'll be a lot of fun. Baseball's third for Jameer, and then hockey. That's cool. Yeah. Let's get back to comments. Hey, Jeeves, what's going on? Welcome to HAPPS Huddle. We're also chatting, catching up. We're chatting. It's not just football. We improvise and all that kind of fun stuff. Yeah, happy Christmas Eve to you, and a happy Christmas Eve to everybody out there. Hope you're doing well, everyone. Doing great. You've done Christmas shopping early. You just got it done on the 23rd as opposed to the 24th, Jay. That is exceptional. And Jay, I love that video that you put up on Twitter. Bobber has nothing on what happened with that other dude, man. You're cool, calm, and collected with Bobber compared to that other guy. Oh God. Do I sing after a couple of beers? Yes. I have no beer tonight. I'm drinking water. And I'm off from work tomorrow. I should have brought some beer downstairs, but I did not. And I was going to go to Elmer's Brewing Company to pick up Santa's Liquid Helper, but they weren't open till like 4 o'clock, and I had to get back here. So I couldn't get to the EBC tonight, and they're closed tomorrow and Saturday. I really was wanting some of that Santa's Liquid Helper. It would have done a body good. I know, Jay, but Jay's going to be on Newly, so make sure you check him out when he goes live and hangs out and chills, has a good time. Bears-Seahawks game, I am definitely taking the Seahawks in this one. The Bears just, I mean, it's not Justin Fields. It's the Bears' offensive line. It's the pitiful play calling of Matt Nagy. That's the perfect storm for failure. And in my humble opinion, it's not Justin Fields' fault. Justin Fields wouldn't have done as good as he did when he was over at Ohio State, had that been the case. And Ohio State wouldn't have had that record. My wife has talked me into going back to the Florida Mall. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I think I've not been to the mall all year. There's one near me called Deer Park. It's kind of an outdoor mall. Didn't even set foot. I went to the Barnes and Noble. I went to a bookstore. That was it. There's one over called Hawthorne Woods, which is east of me. Didn't go there once. Woodfield down in Schaumburg. Didn't go there once. Not once. Not once. Is Justin Fields a bust? No. I think what is a bust is Ted Phillips, Ryan Pace, the general manager of the Bears, Matt Nagy, the head coach, the Chicago Bears front office, the executive team, Ted Phillips, George McCaskey, they are a bust. The offensive line of the Chicago Bears is a bust. You get me 2 linemen from Georgia in the draft next year. You put them on that O-line for the Bears, and Justin Fields improves considerably. Just saying. Just putting that out there. Hi, Ella. How are you, my friend? There is the amazing. Have I called it? I haven't called out enough people, huh? I'm not pissed off enough at a number of people right now. I am. So, how are you, Ella? Well, that whole Bears team needs. We just need a new owner. Like I said, if Aaron Rodgers says he owns the Bears, I want him to buy the Bears. I will be the first one to welcome him in and watch the reaction of Ted Thompson and the Packers owners as they have their quarterback with the most touchdowns down on 60th and Fetridge in the South Loop of Chicago. That'll never happen, though. How are you? Ella, I'm just talking football. I was ranting. How are you? There she is. That is the first lady of late night over on Twitch. Power on. Make sure you go to mybunnyvalentine.com. Right there. 11th hour. Jay Forsyth, you don't even have to go to the mall. You go to mybunnyvalentine.com and you use the code JimInChicago15, you'll get 15% off your purchase. Plus, Ella will send you a very special package. How's that? Thank you for the heart bombs. I appreciate that. Good seeing you. Always, I miss you. Ella's the goddess of sleep. I know. She just, I mean, there's times where I'm like getting up to go to work at 6:15, and she's just sitting there jamming away. She's like an Energizer bunny. Get it? Energizer bunny keeps going and going and going and going. So I would definitely say, whoop. I would definitely say, whoop. Hold on. There. Hold on. Consult your physician if this camera stays up longer than 3 hours. There we go. We're back. There we go. Happiest of holidays. Yes, happy holidays and Merry Christmas to you. Am I still broadcasting on Heckle? Yes, I am on Heckle as well. My latest experiment has been Newly. I am just honored that within 2 weeks, I was announced by the Newly leadership team. I am a highlighted guide. You can find me right on the homepage, on the app right there. Look, and there's Pete Byron from Florida. And there's me again. I'll be on tomorrow at 2 Eastern, 11 Pacific. I'm doing my very special Christmas Eve bash. Yeah, so I am now officially a highlighted guide. I'm like an ambassador for Newly. So big ups to Greg and to Steve, the one and only Newly leadership team. But I also love Heckle because Simon and his wife have done a commendable job with that app. And I am coincidentally, speaking of, we talked about this earlier, over on Heckle, I am a test flight person for Simon. So I'm like a guinea pig, and I kind of test things out and I let them know if there's glitches, pretty much, which is pretty cool. It's a lot of fun, So I mean, HAPPS is fun, but I don't play guitar, and I had 68 people in my room last night, and yet someone down the hall. 500,000. Thank you, Reddit. Those aren't real viewers. There's only like 6 or 7 people talking, you know? Oh, JB, yes, I'm on the front page. The app is called, it's called Newly. Right there. God, this phone sucks. How do I do this? Wait, let's go up close and personal. There it is. That's the Newly app right there. Newly. It's a buffalo. It is a buffalo. And you open it up, and look who's on the homepage. The highlighted guides. Pete Byron and yours truly. And if you want to join my broadcast, Christmas Eve greetings, you simply tap on this, and you can join me. Yes, there I am. Look at me. Look at my smile. Look how awesome I look. Isn't that cool? You were in a beta testing group for Viagra. My arm's still like a flagpole for a week. Yeah, so there's me. So you can join my cast. You just sit there and you follow it or whatever. And you could also follow me there. Waiting for this thing to warm up. There's me. Up to 65 people are in my herd. So it's pretty cool. I want to check it out too, but these 2 weeks are crazy. I don't blame you. But there'll be time. Don't feel bad. And Steve and Greg will include everybody. It's inclusiveness, not exclusiveness. And you don't need to be a guitarist. You don't have to be a cook. You don't have to sit there and do cartwheels. You don't have to sit there and talk sports all night. And there's not just travel now. It used to be a travel app. Now it's kind of opened up into more of a, what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of just like a new Periscope. You could tap the screen for hearts. Did you see that? You can tap the screen on Newly for hearts when you see a good broadcast. Tap, 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 tap. Yeah, there's hearts that go up in my nose and in my ears, and it's pretty wild. Yeah, it's called Newly. Right there. Right there. And my handle is Jim in Chicagoland. So it's really easy to find. It's a lot of fun. So it's Newly, N-U-W-L-Y. So check it out. All right. So Bears Seahawks, we know the story about my ranting with the Bears, how disappointed I am with them, and how fed up I am with them. Yeah, there's a lot of great people on there, JB. Sassy Nay's on there. Luis Poppy's in there. We had Wolfie in there for a little bit. We had, who else jumped on? Retta was in there. Who else? Barbara Niagara was in there. Beth Hoover Fitness was in there. Daz was in there. Who else was in there? Jay Forsyth. Jay Forsyth. Jay Forsyth. Pete in Florida's in there. Joanne Pham. I mean, we've got a nice little group in there. Like I said, I went through the list of people who were on this app, and I was kind of like, wait a second, where are all these like no-name people in here? Let me see if I can find the screenshot I took. I was like, okay, I'm kind of suspicious here because all these people, look, there's like, everyone has like a first name and a bunch of last name, like weird numbers. Here, wait for this to unfreeze. Wait for it. See, look. It's like me being Jim, 1286481499981. These people aren't real. There's no profile pictures. They have no followers. Nothing. But there are like 70, 80, there's maybe like 100 scopers, 100 scopers on this app. So between this and HUDDLE, and I love HUDDLE too. Simon's amazing. Martin's on here too from Australia, and he's going to be over on HUDDLE as well. Hey Jess, good morning. There's somebody I gotta get her over onto Newly, and she's on HUDDLE too. The amazing Jess, good morning. She's got my warm cup of coffee waiting for me with my name written all over it, and I bet you she has a mug that says Jim Rules on it. What's up? How you doing, Jess? How are you? Good seeing you, my friend. Well, basically, the big drop from HAPPS happened back in October when they rebranded, pretty much. Everyone say to Jess, everybody over in beautiful Beirut, Lebanon, everybody. Merry Christmas Eve. Yes, it's Christmas Eve over there near Lebanon and near the Holy Land and the Middle East, a beautiful part of the world. Don't let mainstream media make you think otherwise, because there's beautiful areas in Dubai and the UAE and Lebanon and in Israel and in Jordan. There are beautiful areas, and the media will not tell you about them because, God forbid, we may know something that they don't want us to know about. and out there. Just putting it out there. um, and we love you, Jess. Hope you and yours are doing wonderful. Merry Christmas Eve over there. How much do you charge for being a cover boy for the new app? Millions. I can just quit my day job and I'll just sit here and live stream all day. No, I'm joking. The thing is that I mean, instead of getting hearts and super hearts or awards like they do here on HAPPS, I could charge admission for my broadcast. So, like, see if I do Catalyst, my candle show, and I say, hey, listen, I need, instead of giving me hearts, if I charge you $1, can you give me $1 for like 3 hours of me chatting with you? Yeah, sure. Here's and you could like open up an account, and for each dollar I get 80 cents, 80 or 85 cents. 10 of it goes to Apple for the Apple Store, and then 5 of it goes to Newly. So that's how that works. So there is I'm not gonna, I mean, me either. Like I said, it's not a question of if, but when. But if you notice, I'm going to be taking some time off for the holidays. This is my last HAPPS huddle because my fantasy football championship is tonight. So this is week 16. After this, I'm done with football. You could schedule your own events. Like if you want to go live, JB, you would just simply go to the app, and you need to jump in on some of these tutorials. They do. Steve and Greg do demos of the user interface on this app, and it's for your phone only, mind you. It's iPhone only, no laptop or desktop yet, and there's no Android yet. I should tell you that right up front. But they are going to have something for Android, as others have attested to in the past. It takes longer for the approval process for Android devices to get set up. So John said, follow me at Jim in Chicagoland. I think you're going to like it. It's a departure from the everyday. It's not it's not HAPPS, it's not Periscope, although there are hearts. They're trying to recreate Periscope again. I think they're making a concerted effort to do so, and Steve and Greg have been very, very welcoming. Jim, will I be on for another half hour? Yeah, I think so. Are you going live right now? Because I'm going to finish up my football, and then I can have everyone jump on. I have like 6 people in the room. Thank you, HAPPS. I don't have a guitar. I can bash them. I'm still getting awards money. I didn't realize I can cash out again. It's like, oh God. Okay, I'm gonna jump on and I'll hang out with you. I want to say hi. I miss you. I haven't seen you or Tim in a long time, and you guys were on Twitch. And I didn't get a chance to jump on with Blaine, and I haven't seen Blaine and Wilson on my casts in months. So I haven't had a chance to jump on theirs. So you're still eating. What's for dinner? I mean, you must have just gotten home from work too. It's like 10:30 over there. What do you have for dinner? What's for dinner? What are we having? What are you making me? What are you going to send me? What are you going to feed me? It's like prostitution without shagging. No, yeah, but that's what it is I could charge, like if I do let's say I go show you the Chicago lakefront, like $2 per person. Hey, for $2, and $2 is a drop in the bucket for a lot of people, or $1. You know what I mean? I'm not going to. Some people charge $10. I'm not going to do that. I'll do like $1. Is $1 okay? If I do like if I do a football show like this, would you pay $1 to like hang out for a couple of hours instead of having to buy hearts and all of that, and knowing it's going to me and not to somebody else? Christmas tunes. Ooh, I got a list of Christmas. Ooh, Trader Joe's. Look at you eating all healthy. Don't get skinny on me though. Put some meat on those bones. I want you to be healthy and happy. You have a new Twitch account. Ooh, yeah. I'm at Jim in Chicagoland. Jim in Chicagoland. I'm on Twitch also. Yeah. So jump on there. We've got HAPPS for an hour and then go to Twitch. Okay, I can jump on Twitch too. I just don't broadcast on Twitch yet. I have Restream, and I'm working on getting my Restream skills up to speed. And I'm going to try to make it a little bit more polished. Not this little portrait thing going on here. Yeah, Jim in Chicagoland on Twitch, on YouTube as well. And on Newly. Wait. Jim in Chicagoland. All right, so you get the idea. I feel kind of guilty, so I'm going to give HAPPS 1 hour and then go to Twitch. Yeah, like I said, I mean, I have no problems with HAPPS. I wouldn't be on here if I did. I would have said, you know, like some other people. No, I'm not doing that. And Peter and Pablo haven't been in here in months. And David and Mark and Brett haven't been here in months. Lucia's been in here. That's about it. But like I said, they went in a left. They took a left turn. They made their decision, and it's a business decision. It's not a personal decision. They need to find a way to make it profitable for them. It's a business, and it unfortunately came at the expense of some broadcasters and viewers. And we were kind of all splattered all over the place all over again. It's like when you smash a watermelon once, like a big sledgehammer like Gallagher did back in the day, and then you smash it a second time and you make it into smaller bits. That's my analogy of that. But with time, we will all get back together again. And I'm still on my socials. I'm still doing all my shtick, as they say. Matter of fact, I should share my bio link here, so you have all of my links. You can simply click on here. Let me see if I get this up. That didn't sound right, did it? That didn't sound good either. Here, let me get this up. No. Let's do this. Whoops. I'm going to give you my bio link, and then that way you guys can follow me wherever I'm at, whether it be on HUDDLE, on Newly, or anywhere for that matter. Let me see if I can get this to move away. Whoa. Yeah, I got a technical workshop going on here. Yeah, say hi to everybody. There we go. Boop. There's my bio link. Bio link, Jim in Chicagoland. You can follow me there. Check me out. Copy and paste that at your leisure. It's all about tweaking the business model. It's understandable the VC investors want to have some ROI. Yeah, exactly, JB. Yeah, like I said. And, if Mark jumped into the room or David jumped into the room, we would pretty much pick up where we left off and laugh. I wouldn't sit there and call them out or question them or nothing. It's a business decision. Same with Peter and Pablo. I mean, Peter and Pablo are back on, but usually with, and that kind of stuff. I don't have that either. Although I'm working on my cup size, I'm up to like a small B after COVID. So that's the skitty there. Jess, happy holidays to you. Merry Christmas to everybody over there, you and your family. Thank you so much, my friend. And enjoy your coffee. Enjoy your Thursday. Merry Christmas Eve to you over there. And best wishes for a safe and happy holiday season. And all the best in 2022 to the amazing Jess over there. Beautiful Beirut, Lebanon. Ella's enjoying me in the background, enjoying Trader Joe salad. We're going to jump on and join Ella once we're done with our little HAPPS Huddle broadcast. We're still doing 1, 2, 3. We have 5 more games to go. We are doing football still. Any football people still in here? You're an amazing person. You are amazing. It just feels good to be up late knowing I don't have to work tomorrow. I'm off tomorrow. Take care, Jess. Be good. Let's get back to this game here. So the Bears basically, my situation with the McCaskies. I knew Mr. McCaskey. That's Virginia McCaskey's, widow. But after that, it's just like, the running business, like Ford family running the Lions. When's the last time the Lions did anything in the playoffs? The Bears. When's the last time the Bears did anything in the playoffs? Look at the Texans. They had like a little brief cup of coffee doing good, and then they were bad again. And they're still horrible. Any team that's run by a business and not someone who's passionate about sports and a business is going to struggle. The only exception is Robert Kraft, who happens to own Gillette, the shaver company. And they kind of did a little good thing called spending money for football because they love to win football games too. Not that they're, are we talking broad cup size? No, we're talking about, cup size. Or that's mug size. Anyway, Seattle has no running game. Let's face it, the Seahawks, Rashard Penny is kind of a blip of hope. Alex Collins was put on the COVID list. Keep your eye on your game day inactives and actives to see if he comes into play. If so, You may have Rashard Penny with Alex Collins in there, and you may see DJ Dallas. It'll be just a big mess in their backfield. Will Russell Wilson reestablish his repertoire with DK Metcalf? He was just starting to do that with Tyler Lockett, and then he got on the COVID list last week. Wah, wah. So the question is will keep your, again, game day actives and inactives, especially in this day of COVID and everything, and variants and everything. Check the game day actives, inactives, see if Tyler Lockett is back in the lineup. Especially if you're in a championship game like I am right now, check those game day actives and inactives. That is the key thing here. So, it's the lesser of two evils. I am going to go with the Seahawks laying 6.5 points against the Bears. I'm going to take the under because I still think Russell Wilson is missing something after coming off the IR. He seems like he's not really threading the needles, not hitting those targets. He's not hitting his receivers in the numbers. DK Metcalf may shine this week, though. Just something to think about. All right. Do I bet in sports? No, I don't. I used to work at a racetrack. This is just guessing. I'll do the stock market. That's enough. Buying stocks or selling stocks, but very little. Very little. Try to invest with the family. That's all. Steelers and Chiefs. God, the Steelers, they always find a way to squeeze out a win. And look what happened last week with those guys. God, every time you think they're done, they come right back in it. They're now 7-6-1. The AFC North is up for grabs. The Kansas City Chiefs, just when you think that they were turning the corner, and lo and behold, look at this, a 7-game winning streak by the Chiefs right now. They're 10-4. And yeah, I don't do crypto. Yeah, I don't do crypto at all. Yeah, I'm old school. I'm very old school. Yeah, very old school. Anyway, you got a really, I just don't understand how the Steelers keep getting lucky. That game against the Chargers last week, God, I mean, I thought the Chargers had that game wrapped up, and then lo and behold, the Chargers imploded and the Steelers weaseled their way out of it. Najee Harris was non-existent. Freiermuth, their tight end, had a concussion in the second quarter. He was knocked out of the game. Deontay Johnson was dropping balls. Chase Claypool was going off on these unheard of, cross patterns and post patterns and not communicating with Ben Roethlisberger, who was getting stunted and blitzed continuously. Crazy, 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 crazy stuff going on in Pittsburgh, but yet they're 7-6-1. They're still in the hunt. But I expect, especially, but the Chiefs' defense is really good. No one's talking about the Kansas City Chiefs' defense. That's the thing that really has impressed me. They have not allowed more than 2 passing scores in the last 9 games. Think about that one, guys. They're holding people like Ben Roethlisberger and others to under 300 yards in that time span as well. It's absolutely amazing how this team has done this good. The Chiefs especially. It's not that Patrick Mahomes has been lights out lately, right? It's just that they're that good, especially against the run. Oh, and the Steelers have Najee Harris, who struggled last week. Expect him to struggle again this week. Meanwhile, in Kansas City, we've got COVID going down. Yes, and it's going to be interesting. If I am not mistaken, did I hear true that Tyreek Hill has COVID or is on the COVID protocol? I can tell you that Harrison Butker, the kicker, is also out because of the COVID thing. There's a lot of people out right now. A lot of people out right now. And that's what's making this postseason the end of this regular season, and for us fantasy people in the postseason, struggling to try to figure out who's going to be healthy to play. Doing an ad drop on Thursday, Friday is very risky. but at the same time, you want to beat somebody else you're playing against to get that good player before the other one does. But what if they get COVID? Or what if they go on the restricted health and safety protocol list? Things get interesting, don't they? So hold up with that. What is up with the tree in the left corner? I gotta move my screen here. The tree. I have Santa Claus. I have all of my mascots. There's a bunny. That's the bunny from mybunnyvalentine.com. I have another Santa Claus. Santa Claus hanging he's getting a horse collar. There's a golden squirrel. There's a Christmas thing there. I got Christmas decorations here, guys. We live it up over here. With all of that being said, it's hard to say the Chiefs are going to win by 8.5, but then again, the Steelers aren't exactly 100% healthy either. I'm so confused. What I will do is I will take the under because of all of the injuries. That's a lock. Will the Chiefs win by 8.5? They have Travis Kelce. Is he healthy? No, he's on the COVID-19 list too. Is Tyreek Hill? He's out too. What about Clyde Edwards-Helaire? I think he's out too. No, he's playing. I don't know who's playing anymore. I don't know who's playing. Everyone's getting sick. It's hard to say. Is it freezing in my hood? Hold on. Hey Alexa, what's the temperature in Chicago?
Right now, in Chicago, Illinois, it's 39 degrees Fahrenheit.
Heat wave.
Today, expect a high of 54 degrees.
54. It's going to be a heat wave today. I'm going to go running tomorrow. It's going to be 54 tomorrow. Yeah. I'm running tomorrow. I'm going outside and running tomorrow morning. It's going to be windy, but it's going to be warm. 54 here. And you guys got a lot of rain in California. There was some flooding up north of you towards Eureka. A lot of flooding in Northern California. Really sad. And it was like 58 in Los Angeles today, and it's going to be as warm here in Chicago tomorrow for Christmas Eve as it is in Los Angeles. Interesting. 54 works. It's a little bit too cool, but it's going to be perfect for running. I've not run in weeks, Ella. We have volleyball. I think if we start playing volleyball in January, I need to be in shape. I'm not in volleyball shape right now. I got a gut. I've got a gut. I'm skinny, but I've got a gut. I'm not going to show you the gut. Yuck. It'll be soggy, but you need the rain, though. Yes, that's true. That's true. We're getting rain here tomorrow afternoon, I think. But I hope it stays warm like this when I have to take down my Christmas decorations, because the last thing you want to do is be out there with the snow. There's no snow on the ground here either. But when we do get snow and it lands on all the lights, and I have to go out there and sometimes use my bare fingers to take all the lights apart and wrap things up and put them away and put them in the attic for the winter. Putting them out there was great. I was in a hood, shorts, life was good. Now I'm like, all right, it better stay warm. 2 more weeks. We haven't been a drought for years. Yeah, you guys have had it really tough out there. I mean, those fires are just ridiculous, Ella. Unbelievable. I hope that some of that rain will soak into the soil over there and things will moderate temperature-wise too. You know, I don't want you freezing your butt, either, with the upper 40s and all that either. But at the same time, and the wind off the bay, but at the same time, warm is better too, So, I don't like all these injuries, guys. The Chiefs are going to win, but I'm going to take the Steelers here, guys. And the under. Chiefs are going to win, but barely. Without Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce, it's a different animal. And it's not like Patrick Mahomes has been hitting the ballpark either, guys. Okay? Let's put it out there. 3 more games, and then we're going to go see Ella. Broncos and Raiders over in Las Vegas at Allegiant Stadium. This will be a fun one, too. Your opinion about Howard Red Grange. Oh, my goodness. You think I'm that old? He did go to Wheaton North High School, which is a town over from where I grew up in a town called Glen Ellen. I grew up in Glen Ellen, Illinois. Glenbard West. The movie Lucas. Remember the movie Lucas with Corey Haim and a young Charlie Sheen? Yes, it was the football movie. I was an extra in that movie. and was shot right over there along the shores of Lake Ellen. Yep. I just graduated high school that year. 1925. I'm not that old. I was born in 1965, not 25. All right. Broncos and Raiders. It's an even number, guys. The over/under is 41.5. The Broncos are 7-7. Teddy Bridgewater had a concussion last time these two teams met. Raiders are 7-7. This division's up for grabs. I know it's the Chiefs and everybody else in the NFC West or AFC West, but something's got to give. Something's got to give here, guys. The Broncos right now, Drew Lock's the quarterback now. He's the man with the master plan. Well, Teddy Bridgewater's still kind of checking his concussions and all that kind of fun stuff like that. Melvin Gordon and Javonte Williams have been pretty impressive as far as running. Melvin Gordon came off the injured list a couple weeks ago, so he's not completely up to speed. My only concern is it's going to be a running back by committee. So you're going to kind of get like 12 carries or 15 carries from this guy, 12, 15 from this guy. And from the fantasy perspective, you're not going to get a lot of points. All right? Just putting it out there. The receiving core of Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, Noah Fant. Hello. I think they're going to rely on Noah Fant a lot, and that's why I picked him up for my championship game this week. I'm trying to win money this week. I hope. So Noah Fant's going to be a big factor there. So let's hope he can bring the thunder and bring me a couple of wins here. I should have said Bulldog Turner or Devin Hester. Well, Devin Hester I know very well. Yes, who can ever forget 2006? Raiders, on the other hand, Derek Carr. Was pretty much just, it's him and Hunter Renfrow, it seems like. He and Hunter Renfrow have this really good repertoire, and they've been connecting really well. Josh Jacobs has been exceptional in the backfield for the Raiders, keeping the time of possession in their hands pretty much. But Kenyon Drake is starting to kind of rear his ugly head in there a little bit here. I know that Kenyon Drake had an ankle. Peyton Barber's name's been brought up as well, so we'll see what happens. But I think we'll see what happens with Kenyon Drake going forward. Receiving core, we talked about Hunter Renfrow. We'll see what happens this week. We had a Braylon Edwards sighting last week. Remember the name Braylon Edwards used to be on the Ravens. He is in there, but his name hasn't been brought up that much. And poor Darren Waller is still out. A lot of ifs and a lot of ouches, but you know what? If you're at home and you've got Derek Carr, who's an established quarterback with Josh Jacobs, this is a no-brainer. No-brainer. Give me the Raiders and give me the over. No-brainer. Next game, Jameer, wake up. We're talking about the Cowboys. Sunday Night Football over there in Big D. Big Dallas, where at Arlington, where the Dallas Cowboys take on the Washington football team at AT&T Stadium. Where's Brian? This is his chance to come in and do his public service reminder for Taylor Heineke, a.k.a. Brett Favre 2.0. Well, it was a pretty ugly week for Taylor Heineke as he is kind of favoring his elbow. Kyle Allen had to come in and spell him for a little bit during that loss to the Eagles on Monday night. Watch your, I still like skipping record now. Check your game day actives, inactives for Taylor Heineke. Antonio Gibson, he did okay against the Eagles, but not as good as you'd like him to. The receiving tandem, again, just sad to say the least. I've not heard Terry McLaurin's name in a long time. I'm not even starting him anymore. I almost dropped him and picked somebody else up. I didn't. Dallas, on the other hand, I mean, this is a thing, again, when I was talking to Jameer about this, about Zeke. Zeke is just not cutting like he used to. Tony Pollard, I think, is questionable. I'm not sure if he practiced today, but he should be back in there if he is. That could make that, backfield tandem a little bit better. I think Zeke will get like 60, 70 yards. You might see Tony Pollard, if he plays, he may get a little screen play. He may get like targeted 4 or 5 times, like that. But the receiving, I love their receivers. CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, Schultz, all of those guys. They are super, Dalton Schultz, those guys are all fun to watch. It's just a key of making sure that Dak stays focused and the offensive line protects him, gives him a pocket, and gives him the time to throw. If he gets 2.5 to 3.5 seconds to target a receiver and execute that throw, there's a good likelihood that Dak will put up over 300 yards this week with 3 touchdowns. 3 touchdowns. Chills, what's up over Los Angeles? How are you? He says CeeDee Lamb is the only good option. True, but I still think that Amari Cooper will have an impact on this game. You will hear the Michael Gallup name thrown out there, and even a Dalton Schultz possibly. But I will say Dak goes 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. Give me the Cowboys in a romp over the Cowboys over there at AT&T Stadium. Monday Night Football. Whoever thought like 3 weeks ago we would be looking forward to a Dolphins-Saints game? 3 weeks ago, these teams both sucked. They were horrible. They were pathetic. They just had nothing going for them. Well, Monday Night Football, all of a sudden, all the chips are on the table for potential postseason fun and revelry as the Caesar Superdome hosts Monday Night Football, where the Miami Dolphins take on the New Orleans Saints. Taysom Hill, if you did not hear earlier today, Taysom Hill is now on the COVID list and is out. Ian Book is your quarterback for the Saints on Monday Night Football. All right. Saints defense has been spectacular. That number 56 guy, I forgot his name. That guy, he is like, you see that number on every play. That guy will sit there. If he is playing back and he sees anything remotely near being an underpass, he is on that receiver like that. If he is playing in, like he's going to do like a blitz, or if he's going to stunt, he could read if a tight end is going to come out, and he will sit there and stick to that tight end like glue to make sure that that pass doesn't get completed. They are very good defensively. Their offense, outside of Alvin Kamara, which may be a blessing for me because I'm going against Kamara this week for the championship in my fantasy league. You can, if you are the Dolphins right now, you're lining up 7 on that line to stop Kamara, because Ian Book, you're gonna let Ian Book beat you? No. You line up 7 and wear out Kamara, wear out Mark Ingram, wear down the Saints running game, make them throw the ball, force a turnover. That's why the Dolphins are playing a little bit more better, a little bit more inspired lately. Both these teams are 7-7, but I think the Dolphins have already gotten past that time where there's COVID and injuries. They've kind of eclipsed that, and they're starting to play some more consistent football. Saints offense good for 10 points a game. Yeah, they were bad to begin with. With Winston, with Taysom Hill, and now Ian Book. Really? Okay. Miami, on the other hand, Tua Tagovailoa is 4 straight touchdowns in as many games, guys, which is, he's not going to throw for 300 plus yards or whatever, but he's starting to get a little repertoire with Jalen Waddle, and with Devontae Parker. Last week, Devontae. Jalen Waddle was on the COVID list last week, and I think he's back this week. Again, check your game day actives, inactives for the injuries. It was, what's his name? Devontae Parker was like 12 to 68 with a touchdown, and he held his own. You also have whatchamacallit too in their backfield. Besides Myles Gaskin, Duke Johnson. Duke Johnson did a pretty decent job. Well, Myles Gaskin had COVID. So I think he had, 22 for 100 some yards and a couple of touchdowns, if I'm not mistaken. Duke Johnson's name, I haven't heard that name since he was with Houston. God. But it'll be fun. It'll be fun to see what happens here. But I'd like Miami here. The 1.5 points is definitely there. I'm going to take the under also. This game is going to be a snooze. It's going to be boring. Oh my God, it's 1 o'clock. Holy crap, I've been up for 2.5 hours. All right. Coming up, well, those are my picks. Screenshot them if you want. And then we can compare next week. There's one more look. There you go. Let me zoom down with all due respects to the bunny. Speaking of bunnies, where's that amazing woman, Ella? Ella, are you done eating or is she live? Web Evie is on live right now. Oh, you are almost ready. Okay, excellent. So I'm going to talk about let me know when you're ready. I'll hold the fort here. I'm going to tell everybody about what my schedule is going to be here during the holidays. Tomorrow, if you didn't notice, I will be on Newly tomorrow. I will be on with Maureen and with Ashley tomorrow. We're going to talk about Ashley's Law. We're going to talk about our advocacy and what we've done. We're going to introduce a Newly audience to all of our accomplishments with Ashley's Law and how we've helped children all over Illinois. And we're trying to influence other states around the country to accept medical cannabis as a solution for childhood illnesses and an alternative. Western meds do great things for so many people. It just didn't work for our daughter. And after we brought her up and down on so many meds, her epilepsy got worse and the side effects got worse. And we finally got her on we met with a homeopath and they steered us in the right direction to somebody who helped us wean her down from Western meds and onto little medical cannabis patches and tinctures. And now she's been seizure-free for over 4 years this week, guys. So we're going to talk about our advocacy. We're going to have fun. We're going to give guys like a tour of the Newly app. Steve Christensen from the Newly leadership team is scheduled to join me. It'll be a lot of fun. Let's do 2 Eastern, 11 Pacific tomorrow morning out there on the West Coast. Join me for a special Christmas Eve spectacular. And it's for iPhones. They are going to work on something for Androids later in 2022 and will ultimately have the ability of using Restream, because I asked for it, for Newly as well. So it's a very new app, very buggy. We're getting up to speed. Thank you for the love celebration. That's my Depeche Mode imitation. I hope you like that. Yeah, so basically, here's what the app looks like. Let me get my profile up. Here's my special tomorrow. Right there. Jim in Chicagoland. Christmas Eve greetings, 1 p.m. Central, 11 Pacific. 12 noon Mountain for Blaine and company out there in the Mountain States. So that's what we're all about right there. So there we go. So join us for that Christmas Eve special. That will be taking place exclusively on Newly, not on HAPPS, not on Twitch, not on Twitter, not on Heckle. We have Newly. No trivia Saturday night. It's Christmas. We're taking the week off. No trivia on New Year's night. I'm taking the night off. I need 2 weeks to kind of, what I'm going to do for the next couple of weeks. I'll still be doing Catalyst Wednesday. Thursday's up in the air because I hopefully will have a championship belt around my waist with a lot of money. And I could redo our lights down here in the family room. I need to do electrical work down here in the family room. I want new lighting. It's getting dark. Too dim in here and boring. Broke. Joking. So join me Wednesday for Catalyst. That'll be my next broadcast on HAPPS. Nothing Thursday. I'm going to be done with HAPPS. This is my last HAPPS huddle, I think, because fantasy football is over for a lot of people, and people are going to be doing holiday things, and unless people really want me to do fantasy, for those last 2 weeks. And postseason stuff, I don't know. There's a lot of other options out there for football. Someone messaged me and said, am I doing JS Live? And as of right now, I am not. Babylon Brook DM'd me out of nowhere. And I'm like, Babylon Brook, I've not talked to at least in a year. And after she was on with Peter Bittner from the HAPPS leadership team, doing one of those HAPPS, community forum interview things or whatever, community focus thing, I messaged her and I said, "You were a great interview with Peter. Hey, I want you on my show on late night on JS Live." And she's like, yeah, I'd love to. It'd be fun. And then she never got back to me. So fast forward 6 months later, May, June, July, August, September, nearly 8 months later, Babylon Brook comes back to me out of nowhere and goes, "Oh, I want to be on your show. HAPPS kind of changed. We're not doing the beautiful bumpers coming in and out of commercials." And she goes, "I liked your production. Your production skills were really good." I'm like, "Oh, thank you, but HAPPS has changed." I feel like I'm looking down that way. Let me see if I can do it this way. I feel like I'm not talking with you. I'm talking like that way. Hi. I'm looking down at myself. That's what I'm doing. So tomorrow will be Newly. Ooh, who's on? Ella's about to go on. She is on right now. I'm done. I'm going to end my broadcast and join Ella, the bunny mom. Oh, watch my armpits. Right here over most of this HAPPS network. Good luck with your fantasy football games. If you're in the championship game, bring home a championship. I'm going to try to bring one home. Thanking each of you for joining me this evening. Thank you for all the awards. Thank you, John. Thank you, Shills. Thank you to JB. Thank you to Ella. Thank you to Jameer. Thank you to Tony D for dropping in tonight. Thank you to Dan. Thank you to all of you replay viewers. We'll see you guys over on Catalyst Wednesday. Merry Christmas, everybody. This is Jim from Chicago bidding you a very pleasant good evening.